It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight.
So it's going to be one of those days. I'm sitting here and I've got my POS. Oop, I don't have my stuff ready. And you're going to have to look at the log to see.
What?
I don't have the you know what ready for the you know what.
We're not ready.
Yeah, we're not ready. We're not ready. And we're not ready because Lori Lynn comes in. How I missed this story, I don't know. And I don't know whether to be upset about the story. I know you're going to be upset about the story. This is over on Fox 31, posted at 6:16 a.m. Dateline, Castle Rock, Colorado. Sex party. Here's the headline. All you heard was sex, so I got your attention at least. Neighbors say wild sex parties disturb upscale Castle Rock community. And of course, both Angie and I wanted to know instantly, where's our invitation? How come we never get invited to these things?
Because we're not cool enough.
We're apparently not. You're probably too young and I'm too old.
That makes a lot of sense.
Dateline, Castle Rock. Now let's just work our way through this story because because I know some people that live in Castle Rock. One of whom I can't. He's gay, and if I told you the name, you would go, "Oh, I know him too." And my first reaction when Lori Lynn brought me this story was, "Is this a heterosexual sex party? Is this a homosexual sex party, or is it a combination thereof?" She didn't know the answer. Well, so she needs to find out. Sex parties hosted in one of the, because I thought it was this particular person holding the sex parties. Sex parties hosted in one of the metro area's nicest communities are angry neighbors who say they never get invited. Well, no, it actually says, are angry neighbors who say it's time to take action. Can we just ask the overarching question to begin with? If there's no prostitution, which there obviously or apparently, according to the story, is not, if people are parking on a public street, which they have to, so that's not a violation of the law, and if there's no exposure of what's going on inside to the outside world, why are the residents upset? I think because they're jealous. Residents on Avery Way. Can somebody that lives on Avery Way send me can someone tweet to us or drive down Avery Way and take like a Periscope or a Facebook Live and show us Avery Way in Castle Rock? Residents say that the organized sex parties, now I'm not interested. Who wants to go to an organized sex party? If I'm going to go to a sex party, I want it unorganized. Right. I mean, what do you have to do? Take a ticket? Wait in line? I mean, come on, what's the deal here? Residents on Avery Way in Castle Rock say organized sex parties at one home are causing parking problems and noise. But they are most concerned with the sexual nature of the events and any exposure to children. How are the children being exposed? One neighbor who declined to provide her full identity said she received a copy of a party invitation from an anonymous person who was concerned about the events. It shows 400 guests were invited, with 87 people, which included 35 couples, so that's 70. So there were 35 couples and 17 individuals who at least RSVP'd yes. This one neighbor, who declined to provide her full identity, says, "I think it's disgusting." Well, it's because you're a prude. And besides, I thought we lived in a state where it was live and let live. I mean, come on, we've legalized marijuana, and you're upset about 70 couples and 17 individuals showing up in a home that apparently can house 87 people? The invitation references the Thunderstorm Play Palace. It is a 7,500 square foot dwelling with every amenity, including alcohol, food, complete with a vegetarian menu, and a chocolate fountain. Now, I can understand now why they're upset. Vegetarian? Well, what about vegan? What about gluten-free? And chocolate? What about those of us who are conscious about our sugar intake? The risque invitation also advises guests to bring their own condoms and show respect for the new furniture. Which is more than they show. You know what, Angie? They show more respect at the sex party in Castle Rock than some people do this studio. I took a picture of the trash behind me. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm sick and tired of picking up the trash. People are apparently, well, you can't. Can they can't. If I move, they still can't see it on Facebook or YouTube, can they, Angie? People just throwing trash on the floor. She said the attendees brought their own festive refreshments. Now, how do you know whether a refreshment is festive or not? Because here's what she said. The same nosy neighbor who's upset because she wasn't invited. One couple had 4 crock pots. The invitation showed donations are taken at the door, $70 for couples and single men. Oh, this is discriminatory. $70 for couples and $70 for single men. But if you're a single woman, you can get in for only $20. The party organizer does not want to reveal his identity, but said he is the victim in the controversy. See, you always have to have a victim. He said the neighbors tried to block his driveway with trash cans, and a guest's car was keyed, resulting in expensive damage. The party organizer, who is a father and husband, said he understands his neighbor's concerns, and he has made every effort to conceal anything that might be offensive. There are no open areas you can see outside to have the children or anyone see what they don't want to see. He also says that he has installed soundproofing in the home with close attention paid to the basement windows. But still, neighbors say they can hear disturbing sounds coming from the home. Sounds they don't want their children exposed to. One resident said, "You can hear people doing what they're doing." You know what's missing from this story? A soundtrack. Why don't one of you nosy people that are complaining about a perfectly legal activity, sex, Angie? Have you got the Google up? Can you find out whether sex in Castle Rock has been made illegal or not? Because apparently, the Castle Rock Police Department said it's working with the neighborhood HOA and city officials to investigate the issue. But the party organizer is not breaking the law because he is only taking donations and the events are contained to the privacy of his home. Other than being jealous that I wasn't invited, here's the takeaway from this. Nosy neighbors still exist. And nosy neighbors are going to bitch about no matter what. What if they were having, think about this, because this is Castle Rock. It's Douglas County. So, well, actually, Douglas County, it used to be, I would say this. What if they were holding a Make America Great Again party? What if they were holding an anti-gun rally? What if they were holding I don't know, it's legal to smoke marijuana in your own home. What if they were hosting a marijuana party? Or they were having a Diet Coke party? Excuse me. Let's see if there's any comments. Nope, I guess they've disabled the comments. So, somebody on Avery Way down in Castle Rock, apparently sex in your neighborhood is illegal. You know what? Angie, can you just play music? I'm going home.
Okay.
All right, bye.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Scattered snow showers for the drive and heavier highways. The I-25 stretch traveling into downtown. An accident northbound I-25 up near 6th Avenue. Right lane is blocked. Yeah, fire crews on scene. In that right lane, north on I-25 at 6, pretty solid from the Emerson Bridge on up. Also an accident south on I-25 near Hamden, that's a minor wreck, that's on the shoulder. And north on I-25 at Bellevue, looks like that problem has wrapped up in the tech center. Then the forecast, rain and snow showers tonight, then cloudy skies, low 30 degrees. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high near 63, little windy on Thursday, 56, and low 70s Friday. Right now it's 34. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KL.
Shop Lowe's for deals to help you save on those outdoor projects, like 50% off all Pennington one-step complete. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 5/2 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for details. U.S. only.
Hey, you know, if you've been in a car wreck, probably the biggest pain is going to be dealing with the insurance company. And here's what you need to know. When the insurance company tells you that they accept full responsibility, they are not telling you that they agree to pay every aspect of your damages, nor do they have your best interest in mind. Let me tell you, the bottom line for the insurance company is, what's the least amount of money that we can pay? Well, the job of a personal injury attorney is to make the insurance company treat you fairly and to compensate for your losses. That's why I highly recommend John Fuller. And I know lawyers, and the reason I recommend John Fuller is because he is the only one that's going to deal with your case. He's not going to assign it to some, first-year graduate out of law school. He's going to handle the case himself. So if you've been involved in an accident, I want you to call John Fuller right now. You can talk to him free about your case. So call John Fuller at 303-597-4500, 597-4500, or online, personalinjuryco.com.
Do you have a rotator cuff tear and are looking for options to surgery? At Boulder Regenerative Medicine, Dr. Joanne Halbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in conservative and surgical treatments of rotator cuff tears. She's also a renowned expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options to help avoid surgery or increase the success of your surgical procedure. Call Boulder Regenerative Medicine at 303-449-8807. That's 303-449-8807, or visit boulderinstitute.com.
Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Dunright Kitchens, Baths, Windows, and Doors. In remodeling, stuff happens, but it's not what happens, it's what we do about what happens that really counts. When we take care of our customers, they take care of us. At Dunright, we've got your back. 800-362-8370.
Attention men. Here are some facts you need to know about erectile dysfunction. First, it's a serious condition that affects nearly 50% of men over age 50. Second, many men who have it don't talk about it, and many suffer with it for years. Third, it's a condition that can be successfully treated in nearly 90% of men, even if pills and herbal treatments haven't worked in the past. So, if you suffer with ED, here's the most important fact. You can likely do something about it by making an appointment at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The specialists at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic have successfully treated thousands of men right here in the Front Range, giving them back their confidence and their ability to perform when the time is right. Your office visit is only $99 and includes a medical consultation, a PSA and testosterone test, and a test dose of our physician-directed treatment. And if it doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call us, 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Don't let ED be a fact in your life. Make the call today, 720-440-7900.
Hey, it's Michael Brown here for Zoetic NRG. And I've told you before that I actually had a chance to endorse a solar company several years ago, and I didn't do it. But I've changed my mind because of Zoetic. Zoetic has changed the business model. They have introduced a plan that includes a no money down option and converts what was always a liability into an asset. And I also had preconceived notions about solar panels, and Zoetic has dispelled those because the solar panels are not what they used to be, and the business model is not what it used to be, and that's why I now endorse Zoetic NRG. And some of you have actually bought these solar panels, and you've written me to tell me just how much you not only like the guys, but how much you like the system. So when you call Zoetic to get your free quote, and you have solar panels put on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic and put in a smart home thermostat for free. That saves you even more money. So I want you to call Zoetic and get a free quote. Call them at 888-637-4447. Tell them I sent you. 888-637-4447.
Tired of other adults telling you what to do? Online Trading Academy can teach you the skills to be able to trade in the financial markets and fulfill your dreams. This is Dave Logan. Online Trading Academy is the only financial educator that I personally endorse. You can check them out at this week's free half-day class, and you'll see why. Call soon, though, as these free classes fill up fast and space is limited. Online Trading Academy. Reserve your free class at 303-547-3588 or tradingacademy.com.
Napa know-how. Time to start adding to your bucket list. No, not the skydiving meet your idol bucket list, the Napa bucket list. Because now when you buy a Napa bucket for $2.99, you'll get 20% off items you can fit inside. Minimum $50 purchase. So live a little and save a lot with the Napa bucket and 20% off. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Offer expires 4/30/18.
When the need for senior care arises, there's no place like home. Your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels will provide home care for your mom or dad at home up to 24 hours per day, including personal care, meals, and light housework. You'll select your professional caregiver with Visiting Angels. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE. Franchises are available. Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
In the 1980s, Donald Trump apparently conned a young reporter into putting him on the Forbes 400 list of the richest Americans. That very reporter, Jonathan Greenberg, joins me Wednesday morning at 9:06 here on 630 K-How.
Hanging round downtown by myself, and I had so much time to sit and think about myself, and then there she was, like double cherry pie. Yeah, there she was, like disco superfly. I smell sex and candy here. Who's that lounging in?
Angie's now in there obsessed trying to find out more details about this sex party.
It was on
And then-
Facebook.
and then
Someone
Rochelle-
commented.
It's on Facebook. Oh, and then Rochelle says that, and I didn't listen to the sound clip that was in the story, but apparently the neighbors are also complaining. If you're just tuning in, there's apparently there's a sex party down in Castle Rock in some 7,500 square foot home, and the neighbors are bitching about it. And Rochelle emailed me and said, well, I missed one of the funniest parts of the story. Guess what that is, Angie? The neighbors are also complaining because old people are using walkers to get up. So apparently I do qualify. I do qualify for this sex party.
They just don't like you.
They just don't like me. they just apparently well, never mind. Golly, that just lends itself to so many jokes. I just don't even know where to get started with it. The Nation is used to be an actual like magazine, and now I don't think they have a print edition anymore. It is one of the most hard left, progressive, if not Marxist publications you can read online. The Nation. They have a sports editor by the name of David Zirin, Z-I-R-I-N. And he's livid. I wasn't aware of this, but have you heard of Jack Johnson? Jack Johnson is a boxer from the early 20th century. He also served time for a criminal charge. He was the first African-American world heavyweight boxing champion from 1908 to 1915. Now, those dates are important because that's the era of the Jim Crow laws. He committed a heinous crime. Oh, it's unbelievable. He violated the Mann Act, which forbids a person, or did forbid a person, from transporting a woman across state lines for immoral purposes. Mm-hmm. You see, he dated and married a white woman. And that was pretty notable, because that's something that not only was a violation of the Mann Act, but could also get you lynched. So Jack Johnson fled the country, but he did actually serve jail time for what was considered a racially motivated arrest. Now, for 8 years, we had America's first, well, actually second, because Bill Clinton always claimed he was America's first black president. But we had for 8 years what was America's first half black, half white president, Barack Hussein Obama. And you would have thought that in a gesture of magnanimous, of racial healing, that Barack Obama would have pardoned Jack Johnson. But he never did. I don't know why. But Sylvester Stallone, because he makes boxing movies, right? He and Donald Trump talked about the story of Jack Johnson. And so on Saturday, the president tweeted this: Sylvester Stallone called me with the story of heavyweight boxing champion Jack Johnson. His trials and tribulations were great, his life complex and controversial. Others have looked at this over the years. Most kept thinking it would be done. But yes, I am considering a full pardon. Now, Jack Johnson's dead. But apparently, this has made the people at the nation so mad because they're upset that there's a president tweeting and thinking about righting a racist wrong. The pending pardon, they say, apparently undermines the idea that Donald Trump is not racist. The Nation writes, Donald Trump is a racist and a bigot. He has a 50-year history that demonstrates this time and time again. I could write, as so many have, yet another scroll-length listing of the man's racial perversions, from housing discrimination to his promotion of the racist birth theory, to his equivocation on condemning the Klan in Charlottesville, to his reference just this week to breeding. Oh, we're going to get to that story too. To breeding when discussing immigration. We are a country. Now listen to what this sports writer writes. We are a country that used the political tool of 18th and 19th century slaveholders, the Electoral College, to elect a white supremacy sympathizer, even though he received 3 million fewer votes than his opponent. This is a sick system, and it lacks the moral authority to pardon Jack Johnson for any reason other than its own public relations. It's not for us to forgive Jack Johnson. The opposite is the case. What? This is how the left eats themselves. This is how they are so eaten up by their hatred of Donald Trump that when Donald Trump tweets that, well, yeah, I talked to Sylvester Stallone. This is a horrific story. This guy should be pardoned. I'm considering a full pardon. The left goes ballistic. Because the thought of Donald Trump pardoning Jack Johnson is repellent to the nation because Johnson did nothing wrong. And because Donald Trump not only lacks the credibility, apparently, to exercise his power of pardon, he doesn't even have the moral standing to have Jack Johnson's name in his mouth. Yeah, that's what they wrote. Trump does not even have the moral standing to have Jack Johnson's name in his mouth. Now, Zen says he can understand why Johnson's relatives want his name cleared. Quote, it also should be more than understandable why Donald Trump is not the person to do it. Donald Trump would have despised Jack Johnson, and the feeling would have been very mutual. Wait a minute. Back here, Donald Trump tweeted, his trials and tribulations were great, his life complex and controversial. Others have looked at this over the years. Most thought it would have been done, but yes, I am considering a full pardon. So now we're going to impugn Donald Trump with racism for something that he might have believed had he been alive 100 years ago. I wonder what people would think of you. Let's take you today and put you in that magic time machine and take you back to 1912, 1915, and let's see if you, because apparently your other self, which is different from your current self, can't be trusted to do the right thing. So the left doesn't want Donald Trump, even though Obama didn't do it for 8 years. They don't want Trump to pardon Jack Johnson.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Busy highways this afternoon. The I-25 drive. An accident on north on I-25 at 6th Avenue. Crash is gone. Fire crews left. All lanes have opened. Pretty heavy from the Broadway Bridge out into downtown. South on I-25 running heavy from downtown at the Tech Center. Problem down near Hamden. That is gone. Heavier traffic on that 225 drive. 6th Avenue, I-70 and 270. Report of a crash. It's in the Tech Center, DTC, and Tufts. Denver's forecast, rain and snow showers tonight, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny, warmer with a high near 63. A little windy on Thursday, mid-50s, and low 70s on Friday. Right now, 34 degrees. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Shop Lowe's for deals to help you save on those outdoor projects, like 50% off all Pennington one-step complete. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 5/2 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for details. U.S. only.
You know, this housing market is just crazy. And I know that many people want find a new house, but I've got a better idea. Why don't you get a brand new custom-built home from the Hall Company? And I know every time you hear me do this spot and I say the word custom, you think expensive. Well, that's not true. That's why I want you to call the Hall Company and talk to them. They'll help you find your ideal piece of land. They'll design the home with you and then help you build it. And you end up getting what you want, not what somebody else had. So instead of getting what somebody else liked, get a home that's just exactly what you want. Think about how happy you and your spouse would be in that kind of home. Check out their work. Go to denvercustomhomebuilder.biz, denvercustomhomebuilder.biz, or you can just call or text Dave Hall. He's the owner. He's ready to answer any question you have about custom-built homes. So do that. Pick up the phone right now, call or text him, 303-669-0531. That's 303-669-0531.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Announcing one of the most fantastic siding products I've ever seen. Everlast. A rich cedar finish and texture with a lifetime durability. Completely waterproof, color fast, and available in a palette of colors. Best of all, this Everlast lifetime product is offered by K&H Home Solutions at an introductory price that includes a $6,200 discount in honor of K&H Home Solutions' 62 years in business. A durable product, a reliable company, and an extraordinary price. A winning combination you should not pass up. Questions? Call 303-421-7100. Or better, book your own appointment online at khwindows.com. That's khwindows.com. Don't miss out. Everlast at a big discount. khwindows.com. This is a limited time offer, so act now. khwindows.com. No one, and I mean no one, will clean, check, and adjust your air conditioner for a better price at this level of service. Just $79 to clean and refurbish your AC. Fix it 24/7. They'll get into your system and practically disassemble it to get to the dirt, debris, and corrosion, which is the #1 killer on all ACs, not to mention the boost in efficiency you'll enjoy. 303-526-3939. With the no breakdown guarantee. 303-526-3939.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a new 30-year loan all over again? Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky for my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing to eliminate mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate high-interest debt, you don't have to worry about resetting your loan term, because at American Financing, they offer 10, 13, or 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive interest rate. It's your mortgage, your way. Plus, with a fixed rate, no matter where interest rates go, yours stays the same. Monthly payments won't increase. It just takes one call to their salary-based mortgage consultants. They'll guide you through options and will customize the right program to achieve your financial goals. They may even be able to get you closed in as fast as 10 days. So get started now. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Let's see here. Fire protection? Check. Uniforms, mats, and restroom products?
Check.
First aid cabinets and safety products?
Check.
Great! So it sounds like we're ready to go.
No. When I said check, I meant we still need to check on all those things.
Oh, just call Cintas. They can handle all of it. It's what they do.
Okay. Call Cintas. Check. Got it.
Oh, I'm ready! Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Denver's talk station. Online at khow.com.
Well, we talked about sex parties in the first segment of the show. Then we talked about Jack Johnson and how the nation is all upset that Donald Trump is considering pardoning Jack Johnson for, think about it. The nation's right. Imagine a white president pardoning a black man who back in the near the turn of the century, violated the Mann Act by marrying a white woman and transporting her across state lines. Holy moly. If I were the left, I'd be upset about that too. Well, guess what? They're also upset because in the same series of tweets, Donald Trump tweets the following: "There is a revolution going on in California. So, S-O-O-O-O, so many sanctuary areas want out," all caps, "of this ridiculous, crime-infested and breeding concept. Jerry Brown is trying to back out of the National Guard at the border, but the people of the state are not happy. Want security and safety now." Now, I read that tweet, and let me just read it again. There's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous, crime-infested and breeding concept. I'm on Twitter just enough to know that sometimes you're a little inartful. Or, like I'm prone to do sometimes, I'll type my little tweet and I'll hit return so that it sends. And then I realize, oh, dadgummit, I left out a word. Or I used the wrong, I don't have, I get the wrong verb in. And I know that, the grammar Nazis and others are going to pile on me. So I've read this tweet over and over and over. There's a revolution going on in California. All right, clear. What's the revolution? The revolution is a lot of people, a lot of cities are backing out of the sanctuary city status. So he says in the next sentence, so many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous. Now, what's this? What's this? Sanctuary city status. They want out of that ridiculous, crime-infested, and breeding concept. I honestly have no freaking clue what the word breeding means in the context of that tweet. I can tell you what I don't think it means. I don't think it means that people that go to sanctuary cities are breeders in the sense that, well, all they do is just have a bunch of babies. That may or may not be true, but I don't think that that's what is intended in that tweet. CNN would not let go of it at the president's, at the press gaggle with the press secretary.
To ask you about a tweet that the president put out last week. He tweeted a lot over the weekend, but last week he said...
By the way, this is Jim Acosta. He's the first out of the chute because, well, it's Jim Acosta, and Jim wants everybody to know that he's going to nail Donald Trump. He's as bad as Maxine.
He was talking about sanctuary cities in California and saying there's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous crime-infested and breeding concept. We haven't had a chance to ask you about that tweet. When he used the word breeding, was he making a derogatory term about Latinos in California, that they breed a lot?
Did you know that that's apparently a thing? I didn't know. I thought it was Mormons and Catholics. I thought that they bred a lot. Lots of kids. How many Catholic families do you know that they have 1,000 kids? How many Mormon families do you know that they have a bunch of kids? It's not racist. It's part of their belief system. Now, are a lot of Latinos Catholic? Yeah. Do they breed a lot? Not that I can tell, unless they do it based on their religious beliefs. How can that be some sort of racist thing? But that's what they want to make everything racist.
That they're prone to breeding.
No, he's talking about the problem itself growing and getting bigger. Sorry, I've answered a couple. Justin, go ahead.
Follow up on Jim.
Oh, see, now this is another. Now we're getting into the CNN political analysts. Jim Costa is the CNN reporter. Now we get to the analysts.
When you said breeding, the president was very clear in his statement about this issue. He said in a tweet, there's a revolution going on in California. So many sanctuary areas want out of this ridiculous crime-infested and breeding concept. What did he mean by breeding?
In a courtroom, you would object to that question by saying asked and answered, meaning that you've already asked that question and the witness has already answered. Move on, counselor. But oh no, this is the press briefing, and it's CNN, and we want to drive home because we got to get as many sound bites as possible, claiming that the use of the word breeding is somehow racist.
Again, the president has recognized that this is a major problem, and a lot of people, even in California, want to see the issue of sanctuary cities addressed, and the president's doing what he can to do that.
Ask and answer. But what did he mean?
What does breeding mean to this president? Because
what does breeding mean to this president? Well, you know, that's what he and Melania do, but they practice safe sex, so they don't really breed a lot. They got Barron over there, and, well, no love children that we know of anyway, but breeding. That's the word of the day, breeding. And apparently you can't talk about breeding because that's racist.
When you think of breeding, you think of animals breeding.
Oh! Now we're going to turn it into, he must think that people that breed, which is, I think, most human beings, unless you practice abstinence or you don't want to eat children or whatever. Now we're going to compare humans to animals.
Populating.
I'm not going to begin to think what you think.
I love that line. I'm not going to begin to think what you think. You want to talk, you want to somehow get down in the gutter and say that, you know, we're going to just take a group of people and say they're just like animals, they're just like bunny rabbits. They're just doing it all the time. Just doing it.
Certainly, I think that it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, but the president is talking about a growing problem, and I addressed that with Jim. I don't have anything else to add.
One, just to
but we got to ask it again.
Define what the president meant about breeding. To be specific, he's not talking about people having babies. Yes?
Not that I'm aware of. I'd have to ask him to dig into that deeper. I just said not that I'm aware of, and I would have to ask him to be more specific.
Mr. President, yeah, it's Sarah here. I was just in the press briefing, and you used the word breeding today. Could you define the word breeding for me? Because apparently they don't know what you mean. Now, you may think that I'm done with this story, right? Because it's been asked 3 times, and she's given the same answer 3 times, and even said, well, you know what? If you want to know what the president means by the word breeding, I'll go ask him for the definition of breeding. No, because it's CNN.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
Afternoon drive, and it's typical busy highways. I-25, the trouble spot. Northbound I-25, jamming through the tech center. Running heavy from Dry Creek on up to Hamden. Report of a motorist assist on northbound I-25 near Hamden. Not sure if a lane is blocked off there. A crash downtown, northbound at 6th Avenue. That is gone, but heavy traffic. Now police being dispatched to an accident on southbound I-25 after the Broadway Bridge. Traffic is heavy there, heading down to the tech center. An accident down on the Douglas County Drive, southbound I-25 approaching Toma Road. Then a forecast tonight, rain showers, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny, warmer, high near 63, right now 39. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
Shop Lowe's for deals to help you save on those outdoor projects, like 50% off all Pennington one-step complete. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 5/2 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for details. U.S. only.
Hey, you know, Gunsmith at Large is my favorite place when it comes to everything guns. Why? Because every gun that you and I buy is a gun that's built for the masses. And like you, I want something that's custom made or altered in a way so that it fits exactly what I'm looking for, so that it fits my body. And that's where Gunsmith at Large comes in. And here's the other thing. Parker Wiley, who owns Gunsmith at Large, loves what he does. He serves our country. He's a part of us. But yeah, he's probably listening right now. So are you shooting and finding it uncomfortable? Well, you need to install a proper recoil pad. You need to have your stock fit to your body, or add a porting or a muzzle brake, and your firearm's not only more comfortable, but guess what? Its accuracy and its aesthetic beauty is enhanced. Gunsmith at Large works on all types of firearms, whether it's an ornate over-under shotgun or the most tactic tool modern sporting rifle. Gunsmith at Large can help you with your build. So I want you to call and meet Parker. 720-662-7156. 720-662-7156.
Do you have pain from knee, shoulder, or hip arthritis and are looking for options other than steroid injections or surgery? At Boulder Institute for Sports Medicine, Dr. Joanne Halbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in the conservative and surgical treatments of arthritis. She's also a renowned expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options to help avoid surgery or increase the success of your surgical procedure. Call Boulder Institute for Sports Medicine at 303-449-8807. That's 303-449-8807, or visit boulderinstitute.com. Life Certain Wealth Strategies provides financial planning with a focus on forward-looking tax mitigation strategies for those in or near retirement in Colorado. Life Certain Wealth Strategies. Discover the fiduciary difference. Visit lifecertain.com today to begin your planning.
Does your business internet provider promise a lot? Let's hear who really delivers. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. Other providers don't. We offer more complete reliability with up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. The others, no way. We let calls from any of your devices appear to come from your business number. Them, not so much. And Comcast Business Smart Office lets you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. Others, nope. Call 1-800-501-6000 to get internet from the provider who delivers. Plus, add voice and TV for $34.90 more per month.
Offer in 6/21/18. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Limited to one voice line and basic TV on one outlet. Requires Comcast Business Internet at additional monthly charge. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Connection per restrictions apply. Minimum term agreement required. FL EF 0000279. TNACL 2006. AZROC 307346. CACSLB 1028256. ORCCB 199939. Call for details.
As a business owner, you know that your company's data is your most important asset. If a virus or disaster destroyed that data, could you restore it quickly and get right back to business? Hi, it's Ross, and if you're not sure, then you need to speak with my friends at Machine Logic. They use Datto, a powerful, industry-leading cloud backup solution that ensures all of your data is safely and securely backed up to the cloud. So don't put your company's information and survival at risk. Start protecting your business today by visiting machinelogic.com. That's machinelogic.com.
If you plan on buying or selling a home, listen to this important message from Rex. There's no longer any reason to pay 6% to sell your home. Introducing Rex. Rex sells homes for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total, saving consumers thousands of dollars per transaction. With Rex, you get a full-service team backed by technology. They don't market homes the way traditional agents do. Rex uses big data and machine learning to attract hundreds of qualified buyers directly to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total, not the 6% commission your local broker expects. Get started now by calling 833-REX-HOME. Rex can also help you buy a home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate. Rex is with you every step of the way. To speak with a Rex representative, call now at 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-REX-HOME. CALBRE license 100077876.
What would it take for you to get a tattoo you didn't want? $1 million? How about 1,000,000 socks? I'm Randy from Bombas. When me and my business partner Dave,
how's it going?
Quit our jobs to start a sock company,
Bombas.
We wanted to make the best socks in the history of feet. No more annoying seam, no more falling down your leg, added arch support.
You get the idea.
And what's better than creating the best socks in the history of feet?
Sharing them.
This is what we do. 1 pair purchased equals 1 pair donated to those in need. Our dream was always to donate 1 million pairs. We thought it would take 10 years. That's why Dave said,
when we donate 1 million pairs of socks, I'll get a tattoo to celebrate.
But then something happened. People loved our socks. And instead of 10 years, it only took 2.5. 1 million pairs.
And 1 Bombas tattoo on my arm.
Feel the most comfortable socks in the history of feet by going to bombas.com/khow and get 20% off your first order. That's BOMBAS.com/KHOW.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
The world-famous insurance checkup. We have saved thousands of dollars for people. Tune in on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
From isn't all that great. My automobile is a piece of crap. My fashion sense is a little whack, and my friends are just as screwy as me. I didn't go to boarding schools. Preppy girls never looked at me. Why should they? I ain't nobody got nothing in
Breeding.
my pocket.
The word of the day is breeding. 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 Look it up. Because apparently it's racist. Yep. We just live in a world where here's how, just admit you're racist. Just, maybe get a tattoo across your forehead that just says racist. That just saves everybody the problem. You don't have to talk about how you have black friends and Hispanic friends and Asian friends. You don't have to talk about how you have gay friends and trans friends. You don't have to talk about how you have alien friends, and I don't mean like as in illegal alien. I'm talking about like Martians and stuff. Just admit that you're a racist. Just life's easier that way. We're all racist. The left is even racist because now they're bitching about the fact that Donald Trump is thinking about pardoning Jack Johnson. Don't know who that is? Google it. So CNN goes to the press briefing. Jim Acosta and then 2 CNN political analysts asked the same question. What did the president mean by the word breeding? Where was the president when he used the word breeding, and what was he thinking when he used the word breeding? That's not good enough for CNN. This is absolutely how dumbed down American society has become. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with the media. Because I'm a part of it, not a journalist, but I have to admit, since I work for a big media company and I come in and I do Facebook and Twitter and I do all the social media stuff and I'm a radio talk show, so I'm a part of it. So I have a love-hate relationship with it. It wasn't good enough to ask 3 times, what did the president mean? Instead, we have to analyze it.
Let's ask you about a tweet that the president put out last week. He tweeted a lot over the weekend.
Sorry. My bugaboo there. Correct clip.
I mean, April, it's not funny, but yet I hear this. It could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. The president has recognized this is a major problem, but we never define what the this is. I mean, she never actually will go there.
Right, and that begs the question again, what does breeding mean?
Oh, my gosh. How are we ever going to get through this? I don't know. In fact, I think this is probably the end of American society today because nobody can figure out what the word breeding means. I mean, we've had it asked 3 times, and now even CNN, as they analyze it, they can't figure it out. Breeding.
And, you know, I even called California Congresswoman Barbara Lee. She said it's disgusting, period.
Wait a minute. Is Barbara Lee the expert on breeding? Is she like the member of is there a breeding committee in Congress? The House Select Committee on Breeding. The House Special Investigation Committee on Breeding, chaired by Congresswoman Barbara Lee of California, Democrat. Well, she'd actually be the ranking member. She wouldn't be the chair. I wonder, who would be the Republican? Who would be the leading Republican on the committee for breeding?
He meant what he said, because some people are trying to say that there was an autocorrect issue with this president. And if it was a problem, he would have said, I made a mistake or recorrected or corrected it, what have you.
What was it supposed to be, an autocorrect even? I don't even...
Yeah, what autocorrect? Breathing? Breathing? Oh.
It was supposed to be, according to some people that were talking, some reporters that were talking, they said...
Oh, so now they're talking, see, this is how you figure. You talk to other reporters. You don't talk to anybody else in the White House. You don't go to other sources. You just talk amongst yourselves. Just talk among yourselves. So a left-leaning news organization, CNN, doesn't know what breeding means, so they go to other left-leaning reporters to find out what they mean.
Breeding contempt. Now, if it was breeding contempt, you would change it, wouldn't you? So, you know, and I talked to Congresswoman Barbara Lee of California. She said he meant what he said in that tweet. And I'm still waiting.
What did he mean? Come on, somebody answer the question. What did he mean? She answered the question. Sarah Huckabee did. He meant it's an expanding program. It's growing. It's breeding. It's breeding. You know, I've used the word breeding a lot. There are, you know, things just begin to breed among themselves. Oh, it's awful.
Waiting to find out, you know, what the president meant by breeding. I don't want to assume, and I asked her an open-ended question, but so many people can take it so many different ways, I guess. But I'm asking what the president meant.
So many people can take it so many different ways. Well, okay, so they gave you the way they took it.
And you know what? If it was an autocorrect, Frank, she should have said. And it wasn't.
Well, that would be a great way out of it. But it's just so...
By the way, if there's autocorrect for him, it would be fixing a whole lot of spelling errors and other things, which it doesn't make the point.
Like nobody ever needed autocorrect. But, you know, I mean, this is not a man who's very artful with his language. The idea that he used the word breeding as a synonym for growing or spreading, that just doesn't pass the laugh test. That's not the way Donald Trump thinks or the way he writes.
No. And obviously the word breeding here, you know, all kinds of implications, April, that could come for it, and pretty much all of them are pretty racist. In fact, all of them are pretty racist.
If you are as sick as I am of this topic, then you should stay tuned, because I'm done breeding for the day. Yep. No more breeding out of me today. Angie, mark the tape. Brown quit breeding at 4:58:07. Somebody shoot me.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Need a new roof? Get the best. ExcelRoofing.com.
Michael Brown here for Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. You know, I've known Mike and his family for decades, so when I leased a new car, yeah, it was Mike Ward Infiniti, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Fiat, and McLaren. Go see Mike at C470 in Lucin, and remember, just drive it.
Hi, it's Mandy Connell. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHOW every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
This report is brought to you by Lowe's.
A chance of showers and snow flurries tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy, breezy with a low around 29. Then sunny Wednesday with a high near 63, and a chance of showers on Thursday with a high near 55.
Shop Lowe's for deals to help you save on those outdoor projects, like 50% off all Pennington one-step complete. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 5/2 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See store for details. U.S. only.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway. Coming up at 5 after the hour on KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.
He's sticking around. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. Despite allegations of unprofessional behavior, Ronnie Jackson, President Trump's choice to become the next head of Veterans Affairs, says he will not withdraw. As we learn what a former president thought of him.
President Obama writing, Ronnie's positive impact cannot be overstated. He is a tremendous asset to the entire White House team, already at a level of performance and responsibility that far exceeds his current rank. Promote to Rear Admiral now. So this would have been some years ago. Here's one dated 24 October of 2016 from President Obama. Ronnie does a great job, genuine enthusiasm, poised under pressure, incredible work ethic and follow through. Ronnie continues to inspire confidence with the care he provides to me, my family, and my team. Continue to promote ahead of peers. So a real vote of confidence there from President Obama.
Fox's John Roberts at the White House. A watchdog report ordered in 2012 by Jackson found he and a rival doctor engaged in unprofessional behaviors as they engaged in a power struggle over the White House medical unit. Polls close in just a few hours in Arizona's special congressional election. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal has more live.
Lisa, the Republican running for Trent Frank's former congressional seat is Debbie Lesko, a longtime state representative who says she's the right fit for the district.
This is a conservative district, so I expect to win, and I hope I win big.
The Democrat, a physician and cancer researcher, Harold Tipernini, says she thinks she's got a chance, especially with the large number of independent voters in the district.
The potential for that momentum and that energy to continue to grow is phenomenal, and I'm just excited to be one part of that.
Most of the early voting ballots that have come in are from Republicans. President Trump won this district by 21 points, Lisa.
Jessica, a Toronto police official says women make up most of the victims in yesterday's deadly van attack, but it's not yet known if they were deliberately targeted. Fox News, fair and balanced.
When you're hiring, you don't want to sort through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using our intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Hi, I'm Darla from Cintas.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. We have so much to do. I need fire extinguishers, right?
We'll place them for you and be out for regular inspection.
Great. And what about my new hires?
We'll get them into uniforms and keep them looking sharp.
What about this first aid cabinet?
Fully stocked.
It wasn't this morning.
It is now. And so are the restrooms.
Wow, Cintas really seems to know what we need.
You said it.
Oh, I'm ready!
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
KHOW News Time 5:03. I'm Kathy Walker. Who smokes the most pot? Young white guys. The Colorado Department of Public Health and the CDC studied users. About 30% of men 18 to 25 use weed. Most of them are white. Governor Hickenlooper says he's accepted his ex-wife's apology for her tweet criticizing him. Helen Thorpe tweeted that the governor is wrong that legal marijuana is not affecting kids negatively. He says she got bad info.
She was profusely apologetic. She did not understand the difference in the data, that the story in USA Today, the op-ed piece in USA Today was based on faulty data.
The governor says he and Thorpe are parents and worried like anyone else about marijuana possibly affecting their son. Police in Colorado Springs have arrested a 19-year-old for the murders of 2 people found dead in a car last weekend. Nasheed Rivers is believed to be responsible for the deaths of people found shot in a car near Bear Creek Dog Park. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Snow and slick conditions in the high country right now. Numerous problems. Eastbound I-70 shut down between Bakerville and Silver Plume. Metro highways are busy, especially I-25. We've had problems. Northbound I-25 jammed up through the tech center. Stop and go. There's a motorist assist northbound I-25 near Hamden. Could be blocking a lane there. Jam ups downtown. Police are being dispatched to an accident called out on southbound I-25 after Broadway and a wreck in Douglas County. Southbound I-25 approaching Toma Road. Center's forecast tonight, cloudy skies, rain and snow showers, and tapering off, low of 30 degrees overnight. Tomorrow will be sunny and warmer with high near 63. Right now it's 39. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples has low prices on a huge selection of ink, paper, and the latest printers. And now get the HP LaserJet Pro M203 DW for just $129.99 this week only at Staples, your total printing solution. While supplies last, valid on SKU 2444436 and 428.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's BILLS to 200-200. It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight.
Remember the Parkland shooting down in Florida back on February 14th? I think I only remember that because it was Valentine's Day. And these Yahoo kids, these twerps that they don't know a thing. They're 17-year-old kids. At the age of 17, while I was a champion high school debater, I may have thought that I knew everything, but I didn't. I may have been good at debating, winning championships, winning scholarships, but being able to logically and rationally present an argument on both sides of a single issue is no substitute for experience, no substitute for maturity and going through the ups and downs that you go through once you get out of high school. Whether you go on to college or you take some time off or you go directly into work or you go to trade school, whatever you do, that's where, I look upon high school as kind of a couple of things. One, primarily socialization. It's supposed to teach you socialization. Two, there is supposed to be some learning going on. You need to learn some basics, reading, writing, arithmetic. And third, it's designed to instill in you not just those things that you actually learn, but it's supposed to inspire you to learn more. It's supposed to kind of get your brain juiced up, wired up, so that you have a thirst for knowledge. That's when you get out of high school, and then you start going through all the ups and downs. You go to college and you suddenly realize that what you thought about the world is different, and now you're on your own, or you have a roommate because you live in a dorm or whatever. You start experiencing real life. So these little twits that think they know everything about the Second Amendment, or for that matter about modern society or statistics or anything else, or who you should be investing your money in based on what the company does, just drives me back crap crazy. Then there's another group of kids at Parkland who, I'm not going to say that their life experience is better than the other kids, only that it's different. And it's different in this regard. Kyle Kashuv, Kashuv, Kashuv. He's been the one who has stepped out apart from the group, and that in and of itself takes guts. And he has been pro-Second Amendment, and he has spoken out where he has been allowed to speak. Because, for example, when CNN hosted that town hall, the one in which Marco Rubio went to and got blasted, he wasn't allowed to be on the panel. So there was no difference of opinion. There was just only the one-sided version. Well, Kyle learned the hard way that that's the way the world works. Kyle's also been apparently brought up by a family that understands that guns are a useful tool, that guns in and of themselves are inanimate objects that, when used properly, can save lives, can protect your home, yourself, your property. They can provide food and sustenance if needed, if that's what you want to use it for. That guns are a tool. Apparently yesterday, he was questioned by law enforcement at Parkland because he did something that, oh my gosh, if my kids had done this, why, I wouldn't need no stinking law enforcement. I myself would have taken them over and just whipped their butts and grounded them and put them in timeout and taken away the car and taken away all the privileges. I would have been a hard-ass dad. Yeah, he posted some tweets and videos of himself and his dad at a shooting range. They were taking lessons from an instructor about how to properly and safely use a gun. Yep. He was at a gun range with his dad and an instructor. And then without notice, he was called to the school resource officer, where eventually 3 cops showed up and began to question him, according to him, aggressively about his social media posts. He told the Daily Wire, quote, "First they began berating my tweet, although neither one of them had read it. Then they began aggressively asking questions about who I went to the range with, whose gun we used, questions about my father. They were very condescending and rude. Then a third officer from the Broward County Sheriff's Office," whoa, there's a good group, "walked in and began asking me the same questions again. At that point, I asked whether I could record this interview. They said no. Then I would have said, then no more questions. But he went ahead and asked them if he had done anything wrong. They said no, but they kept referring to him as, quote, the pro-Second Amendment kid. He then goes back online and says that, well, I can now check off being wrongfully questioned by law enforcement off my bucket list. To which this lawyer, some dirtbag lawyer by the name of Bradley P. Moss, tweets back and says, "No offense, Kyle, but you were just complaining the other day that law enforcement sits on its hands too much." To which Kyle responded, "Yeah, they do, when it comes to actual threats to the community." Well, that didn't satisfy the lawyer. So the lawyer says, what you're learning, Kyle, is that what justifies police scrutiny is not as cut and dry as we would all like. You cannot say cops should never scrutinize you, and then at the same time demand they be perfect in determining who they can lawfully scrutinize and what is an actual threat. Sometimes they're going to do some due diligence work that might ruffle feathers, the lawyer says, but nothing more. There are actual and serious deprivations of constitutional rights that occur. Finding the balance to protect us all and those rights at the same time is not easy. Oh my God. You want to talk about a dumbass lawyer? Kyle's point is this. He made no threats. He was at a gun range with his father and an instructor learning how to safely shoot a new gun they had got. He did not do what the Parkland shooter did. He didn't go online and say, I want to kill kids. I want to shoot up a school. He made no threats whatsoever. Here's the lesson, though, and it's a sad lesson. That's the cultural battle line right there. And you have to be ready. I agree with Kyle. I don't think the cops had any business interviewing him whatsoever. And I think the school and the dumbass Broward County Sheriff's Office made a huge mistake interviewing this kid. And I also think Kyle made a mistake without demanding that he either have his parents present or that he record the interview or he just walk out, because he did nothing wrong. He made no threats. But this is the world we now live in. You do something that's perfectly legal, you get questioned.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Staples.
Busy highways this afternoon. Right now, trouble in the high country west of the Eisenhower Tunnel. Snow shower, slick conditions. Eastbound I-70 shut down between Bakerville and Silver Plume. Numerous accidents as well on that westbound side. Big crash just north of Longmont, northbound 287 near Yellowstone Road. Try to avoid the area there. And the metro highways, northbound 225 approaching I-70. That's an accident. Southbound I-25 after Broadway. That's an accident, as well as a crash in Douglas County. Southbound I-25 approaching Toma Road. Denver's forecast. Tonight, some rain and snow, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow will be sunny and warmer with a high near 63. Right now, it is 39. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
Staples can help your business stand out with custom printed signs, banners, and brochures. Now at Staples, spend $50 or more on print and marketing services and get $5 off your next in-store purchase. Standout materials equals outstanding results. Offer in-store only and 623 exclusions apply. Staples.
I know this housing market is crazy, and I know that you're thinking about getting a new house. But instead of going out and buying what somebody else had, why don't you get a brand new custom-built home from the Hall Company? And I know when you hear me do these spots and I say the word custom-built, you tune out and you think, oh my gosh, it's too expensive and I can't afford it. You know what you need to do? What you need to do is pick up the phone and call Dave Hall, the owner of the Hall Company, because they can help you find your ideal piece of land, design the home with you, help you build it. And here's the bottom line. You'll end up with what you want and not what somebody else had. I want you to check out their website, denvercustomhomebuilder.biz. denvercustomhomebuilder.biz. And then after you check out the website, I want you to call or text Dave Hall, the owner. You can ask him any questions about custom-built homes. Just have a conversation. Call or text him right now, 303-669-0531. 303-669-0531.
Have you gotten a notice from the IRS that's keeping you up at night? Let Advanced Tax Solutions help clean up that mess and give you peace of mind. Right here in Denver, helping clients for more than 2 decades. It's Advanced Tax Solutions.
Napa know-how.
Time to start adding to your bucket list. No, not the skydiving meet your idol bucket list, the Napa bucket list. Because now when you buy a Napa bucket for $2.99, you'll get 20% off items you can fit inside. Minimum $50 purchase. So live a little and save a lot with the Napa bucket and 20% off. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Offer expires 4/30/18.
Is your garage door making weird noises? This is Dave Logan. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's Garage Doors in my home, and folks, you should too. Your garage is the entrance to your home, and you want somebody you can trust. Next time you need a garage door repair or replacement, call Don's Garage Doors at 303-738-DOOR. That's 303-738-3667, or online at donsgaragedoors.com.
Somebody that's paid a lot of money to a contractor, they never get the job done, and then they end up empty-handed. Well, if you want to avoid that and you want to remodel your kitchen or bathroom, then you need to call Brian with Professional Home Design. Brian's fully licensed and insured. And here's the deal. Brian can do everything. This is like a one-stop shop. He can do the cabinets, the countertops, the plumbing, electrical fixtures. There's no part of the job that they can't do. But here's why I endorse them, and here's why I think you ought to give them a call. They do business a different way. First, you got to sign a contract, and then you schedule the work. And then here's what else you do. You go to their designer at the showroom, and you select your tile, countertops, everything that you want, and Professional Home Design buys that at cost and passes it on to you without a markup. So I'm going to give you Brian's cell. I want you to call or text him about your bath or kitchen that you want to remodel. 720-369-8998. 720-369-8998, or go online, professionalhomedesignltd.com.
When the need for senior care arises, there's no place like home. Your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels will provide home care for your mom or dad at home up to 24 hours per day, including personal care, meals, and light housework. You'll select your professional caregiver with Visiting Angels. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE. Franchises are available. Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care.
Are you worried about network security, data loss, or costly downtime to your business? You probably should be, which is why you need to speak with my friends at Machine Logic. Denver-based Machine Logic is an award-winning IT firm delivering the industry's leading solutions for cloud backup and data protection. Their expert team will identify vulnerabilities in your IT systems and implement the best technology to protect your business while staying within your budget. Don't let downtime hurt your business. Start protecting your company today by visiting machinelogic.com. That's machinelogic.com.
If you plan on buying or selling a home, listen to this important message from Rex. There's no longer any reason to pay 6% to sell your home. Introducing Rex. Rex sells homes for the lowest fee in the industry, 2% total, saving consumers thousands of dollars per transaction. With Rex, you get a full-service team backed by technology. They don't market homes the way traditional agents do. Rex uses big data and machine learning to attract hundreds of qualified buyers directly to your home the moment it goes on the market. And Rex Real Estate charges only 2% total, not the 6% commission your local broker expects. Get started now by calling 833-REX-HOME. Rex can also help you buy a home. Your licensed Rex agent will arrange showings, negotiate offers, guide you through escrow, and even get you pre-qualified for a mortgage at the lowest available rate. Rex is with you every step of the way. To speak with a Rex representative, call now at 833-REX-HOME. That's 833-REX-HOME. CALBRE license 100077876.
Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
In the 1980s, Donald Trump apparently conned a young reporter into putting him on the Forbes 400 list of the richest Americans. That very reporter, Jonathan Greenberg, joins me Wednesday morning at 9:06 here on 630 K-How.
Don't you dare go running down my little town where I grew up, and I won't cuss your city lights. If you ain't ever took a ride around and cruise right through the heart of my town, anything you say would be a lie. We may live our lives a little slower, but that don't mean I wouldn't be proud to show you where I come from. There's an old
The whole thing with Kyle Kashuv, the kid from Parkland that's the pro-Second Amendment. The thing about his story is this. He did nothing wrong. When he says that he criticizes law enforcement that sits on their hands and does nothing, that applies where law enforcement has what in Homeland Security we would call actionable intelligence. Actionable intelligence is different from just the chatter that you get when you are watching, looking for crimes or terrorism or whatever it might be that you're looking for. Actionable intelligence is something that says, oh, we should actually take some action. So when a kid posts on social media that he wants to kill other kids and shoot up a school, and when someone calls the FBI and says, hey, I want to report one of my classmates that told me and is posting these things and buying guns and doing, that's actionable intelligence. Going to a gun range with your father and videotaping while an instructor is showing you how to do whatever they were doing is not actionable intelligence. But that's the direction that the culture wants to take us. That just the mere presence of you at a gun range is cause for a school resource officer to call you in, and then to call in 2 other law enforcement officers, and then to call in the sheriff's department, all in an overreaction. Or, you want my belief? This is my sincerely held belief. They weren't doing it because they thought Kyle Kushoff might be a threat to Parkland High School. They were doing it, and I know this is hard to believe, but there are cops and there are law enforcement officers who are anti-gun. They don't want you and I to be able to defend ourselves. And Sheriff Israel, the sheriff, the Broward County Sheriff's Department, is one of those people. Kyle Kushoff was targeted for his beliefs, not because he was at a gun range, but because what that gun range represents. The mistake that Kyle made, and this is the advice I give to anyone, you should tell your children, you should teach your rugrats that if they are called into an office at school and a cop wants to talk to them, they should be taught to say, I'll be happy to speak with you when one or both of my parents are present. And if they're not willing to do that, your child should then ask, am I free to go? Because if your child is not free to go at that point, you need to lawyer up. And I know there are teachers and counselors and others that hear that and say, oh, that's an overreaction. No, it's not. Because remember the rule of Miranda. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And I don't care if it's the school counselor's office. The minute that cop walks in, you shut up. The other reason I have to give that advice is don't let your child be intimidated. This is truly a cultural battle. This is a battle between those of us who believe not so much in the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment, again, is a different purpose. This is a right that you have to lawfully own a tool, to practice with that tool. No different than you going out to practice with a tennis racket, a golf club, a baseball bat, softball bat, or anything else. You have a lawful right to go to a gun range. You have a lawful right to practice with that gun. You have a lawful right to take instruction. There is only one reason, absent anything else, and there is nothing else here. There was no threat made ever. But what they want to do is they want to convert the mere presence of you at a gun range, that becomes the prima facie threat. And we cannot allow the culture or law enforcement to move us that direction. This is no different than trying to criminalize political differences. I respect Kyle for taking his Second Amendment stand. But his either lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, or real-world experience caused him to sit in that office, in that school, while he was being, and listen to my words carefully, interrogated by law enforcement. Good cops will tell you they would not want to do that without a parent present. He is a minor. He is on school grounds. He is on school property. And somewhere we have to stop or start drawing the line in the sand. Absent him making a threat, and even if he had made it, let me play devil's advocate. Let me put up a straw man here. Let's say that he had made a threat. Let's say that he had posted the video of him, his dad, and an NRA instructor on social media and said, "I'm doing this because I want to kill somebody." Even if that was the case, the minute law enforcement showed up, he still should have had a parent present or a lawyer present, or said to the cops, and shame on the cops, because this is why I believe the cops were intimidated. They know better. They know better, and any good, decent cop will tell you that.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
From the Fox Business Network, on Wall Street, stocks closing sharply lower as the 10-year Treasury note topped 3% for the first time since January of 2014. The spike is a barometer of rising borrowing costs, which spooked investors. Among the laggards today on Wall Street, big technology and industrial companies, with the Dow closing down 425 points, the Nasdaq down 121, and the S&P 500 down 36. And a retailer is trying to cash in on Toys R Us's troubles. Kmart introducing a couple of new programs catering to customers of the bankrupt toy chain. Kmart, which is owned by Sears, will allow customers to cash in Toys R Us and Babies R Us gift cards at store locations across the U.S. in exchange for its free cash rewards points. It's offering $10 in points in exchange for gift cards to be put towards any in-store purchase of $10 or more. Kmart will also offer $5 in points towards the in-store purchase of any toy worth $5 or more. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Hillary Barsky.
At Progressive, we think your custom cupcake shop is first class. Yeah, your cupcakes were first class from your first day of cupcake class right up till you graduated. First in your class. And a first-in-class top brass like yourself deserves Progressive Business Insurance. With over 30 business and vehicle options, you'll feel like you and your cupcakes are flying. First class. So move your center of mass to progressivecommercial.com real fast. Now you're cooking with gas. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
Slowdowns and backups across the highways. The Aurora Stretch, latest trouble spot with an accident northbound 225 approaching I-70, jammed up from Colfax. An accident southbound 225 at Colfax, heavy back to I-70. I-25 busy coming into downtown. There's a crash working southbound I-25 after Broadway, and a wreck in Douglas County southbound I-25 after Toma Road. Traffic is heavy there from Plum Creek. Denver's forecast, rain and snow showers tonight, then tapering off. Cloudy skies overnight, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow will be sunny and warmer with a high near 63. Sunny on Thursday, a little windy, temps in the mid-50s. Right now, 40 degrees. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
The Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and our environment. Sign up for early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
Hey, you want to know how to live longer and better? Well, the director of the Center for the Biology of Aging at the Harvard Medical School says that NAD is the closest that they've gotten to a fountain of youth, that NAD is one of the most important molecules for life to even exist. Well, what is NAD? Well, NAD is a B vitamin critical to energy production. NAD clinics are opening across the country as the new go-to therapy to achieve mental clarity, higher energy, anti-aging, as well as for health issues, things like addictions, Lyme disease, and other stuff. Well, the Grossman Wellness Center, those are my doctors, are now offering NAD as an IV therapy. And IV obviously is the optimal way for the body to absorb NAD with the best results. So here's what you can do. You can learn how NAD can improve your health with a free NAD consultation at Grossman Wellness. All you have to do is call them and tell them I sent you. 303 303-233-4247. That's 303-233-4247.
Like many of us, you live in Colorado because you enjoy the outdoors, but with knee, shoulder, or hip pain, it's hard to do the things we like. At Boulder Regenerative Medicine, Dr. Joanne Halbrecht is an orthopedic surgeon with over 20 years of experience in the conservative and surgical treatment of joint pain. She's also a renowned expert in regenerative medicine and stem cell therapy and can provide treatment options that work best for you. Call Boulder Regenerative Medicine at 303-449-8807. That's 303-449-8807 or visit boulderinstitute.com.
Hey, does it seem like your life really isn't your own? Tired of sacrificing your most valuable asset, the limited time you have on this earth, for a paycheck? This is Dave Logan. You know, my friends at Online Trading Academy have been teaching powerful Wall Street techniques to Main Street investors for over 20 years. Sign up now for a free half-day class. Classes are limited. Online Trading Academy, the only financial educator I personally endorse. Reserve your free class by calling 303-547-3588 or tradingacademy.com.
They say that two things are inevitable, death and taxes. Well, I'll add another, increasing electricity prices. Hi, it's Ross Kaminsky, and after a lot of consideration, I had a solar generation system installed on my home last year. And I want you to do the same with Bright Street Energy, the same folks whose solar panels are on my roof. It adds value to your home, and it's great to know that when other people's electricity prices go up, yours don't. Schedule your free solar consultation today at brightstreet.com. That's BRITE street.com.
What would it take for you to get a tattoo you didn't want? $1 million? How about 1 million socks? I'm Randy from Bombas. When me and my business partner Dave,
how's it going?
Quit our jobs to start a sock company,
Bombas.
We wanted to make the best socks in the history of feet. No more annoying seam, no more falling down your leg, added arch support.
You get the idea.
And what's better than creating the best socks in the history of feet?
Sharing them.
This is what we do. 1 pair purchased equals 1 pair donated to those in need. Our dream was always to donate 1 million pairs. We thought it would take 10 years. That's why Dave said,
when we donate 1 million pairs of socks, I'll get a tattoo to celebrate.
But then something happened. People loved our socks, and instead of 10 years, it only took 2.5. 1 million pairs.
And 1 Bombas tattoo on my arm.
Feel the most comfortable socks in the history of feet by going to bombas.com/khow and get 20% off your first order. That's BOMBAS.com/KHOW.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Came in last night at 10:30. That baby of mine wouldn't let me in, so move it on over. Move it on over. Move it on over. Move it on over. Move over, little dog, 'cause the big dog's moving in. She's changed the lock on our front door, and my door key.
Hey, Angie, that's truth, me. The big dog is moving in. Well, the big dog has moved in.
Are you referring to yourself as the big dog?
No, I'm referring to my new Leonberger.
Oh.
Are you sick of the pictures yet?
I haven't really seen a lot. I follow a lot more interesting people on Instagram.
You can follow my dog on Instagram, Greta the Leonberger. You know what, all of you out there in Radio Land, go follow on Instagram. Go follow my new dog Greta. Greta the Leonberger. I see you looking. I can see you looking in there.
What? Trying to look it up.
You haven't followed her? You should get Diesel an account. And then you can show that lard-ass dog of yours rolling around on the floor. Do you have to get like a forklift to lift that dog up sometimes?
No. He fits in a backpack.
Yeah, he fits in an 80-pound backpack, and then his little short 2-inch legs hang out by the straps.
He's not that big.
How much does Diesel weigh?
Like 38 pounds.
Whoa! But for 2-inch legs, that's just a disproportionate amount of weight. That's cruel.
His legs are like 5 or 6 inches.
Oh, excuse me, 5 or 6 inches. Yeah. It's like I can make the joke about 6 inches, but I won't. So back to Broward County. We're moving on from Kyle, but here's what I mean about Broward County Sheriff Israel. I don't think that a person has any sort of moral, oh, thank you, Put it up closer. There you go. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, there's my dog, Greta the Leonberger. Come on, go follow her. She needs some followers. I don't believe that an American citizen has either a legal or a moral obligation to testify before any member of Congress sans subpoena. Now, if you get a subpoena, I believe you have both a legal and a moral obligation, because I'm one of the few people left in the country that believes in the rule of law. But once you get a subpoena, then I think you have an obligation. On the other hand, if Congress is investigating something with which you have firsthand knowledge, Congress is curious. Congress wants to learn more because they're considering public policy, then I think that as a citizen, you do have an obligation to use your expertise to help inform Congress so they can make wise I just think it's funny to use the word wise and public policy in the same sentence. But you have some obligation to help the goobers that are in Congress to make wise public policy. Apparently, though, if you're the sheriff of Broward County, you just don't show up.
The committee also invited Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel to testify. He declined. I've seen that sheriff all over television discussing the shooting, so it's disappointing that he has refused to speak to the country through his testimony before this committee. Michael Carroll, Secretary of Florida's Department of School and Families, was also invited. His department investigated and interviewed the shooter before the attack and then appears to have dropped the ball. He, too, has refused here, even though Governor Scott didn't oppose his attendance. By thumbing their noses at Congress, Sheriff Israel and Secretary Kerr have let the American people down and also the citizens of Florida that they serve. As we will discuss during the hearing, Broward County Sheriff and Department of Child and Families are integral to the Parkland fact pattern. And that fact pattern is, of course, as you all know, very, very disturbing. In September 2017, the shooter posted a comment on a YouTube video that read, quote, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter."
Here's what I wish, that was, by the way, Senator Chuck Grassley. Here's what I wish they would do. And I'm not one who normally likes to do this, but when you invite someone, and they have, again, this is an example where Congress is investigating either inaction or malfeasance or incompetence, whatever, of both the FBI, the state of Florida, and local law enforcement. And you don't show up. And you don't show up because you know it's going to be 1 hour, 2 hours all day of hard questions. Why not this? Why'd you do this? Why didn't you do that? I think Senator Grassley should issue subpoenas, because I'd like to see all of those people, including the FBI, over which the Congress has oversight. You know, that same FBI that is in total disarray. I would like to see Senator Grassley issue subpoenas for all of them, for one simple reason. And yes, this is my passive-aggressive nature. You might also say it's my perverted nature. I want to see them squirm. I want to see them, more likely than not, particularly if there are wrongful death lawsuits pending and they've been named in both their individual and official capacities. I want to see them invoke their Fifth Amendment rights. I want to see them say to Senator Grassley and his committee, on the advice of counsel, I have been advised, I've been told not to answer any questions. And let every member of the committee make them say that. There's no one that supports law enforcement more than I do. And I've told you how cops have hard jobs. We should support them. We should recognize the hard jobs they have, but we should also recognize that despite the fact that it is a hard job, cops choose to be cops, just like teachers choose to be teachers, firefighters choose to be firefighters, lawyers choose to be lawyers, plumbers choose to be plumbers, blah, 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 blah. But they are, once they choose that profession, they are held to a higher standard. Rightfully so. Why? Because they have abilities to not only take away your freedom and liberty, they have the ability to take away your life. That's why we hold them to a higher standard. And that's why I don't give them much leeway. You're a good cop, you do what you're supposed to do. You make tough decisions, you have to do it the hard way, you've got to get the search warrant, you got to do all of that. And I understand it's a pain in the ass, but that's what you got to do, that's what you signed up. These dirtbags in Florida aren't being held accountable. Congress, come on. Issue subpoenas. Start holding some people accountable.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by the Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area.
Heavy and slow traffic up and down the highways. The Aurora stretch struggling both directions. There's accidents northbound 225 approaching I-70. Two-car crash. Pretty heavy from Alameda up to the I-70 interchange. And an accident on southbound 225 at Colfax. Heavy from I-70 on down to Colfax. I-25 downtown at the Tech Center. A lot of traffic both directions. There's a crash on southbound I-25 after Broadway. And a wreck in Douglas County southbound I-25 after Toma Road. Dinner forecast. Tonight, rain and snow showers, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny and warmer with high near 63. Mid-50s on Wednesday. Right now it is 39. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
The Flood Control District of the 7-county metro area, protecting people, property, and our environment. Sign up for early flood alerts at udfcd.org. That's udfcd.org for early flood alerts.
Hey, if you've been in a car wreck, you know what the biggest pain's going to be? That's dealing with the insurance company. And here's why. The insurance company may tell you right off the bat that they accept full responsibility. Well, I'm here to tell you that doesn't mean that they're going to pay the damages like they should. Here's what I can tell you. I know this from experience. Insurance companies want to do one thing, and that's pay the least amount possible. Well, the job of a personal injury attorney is to hold the insurance company accountable and to get you what you are entitled to. So when it comes to lawyers, personal injury lawyers, I recommend one person to both family and friends, and that's John Fuller. And here's why. Because when you hire John Fuller, you get John Fuller, not a bunch of associates, not somebody else, not some guy down the hallway. You get John Fuller. And you can talk to John for free of charge about your case. So why not just pick up the phone and call him? 303-597-4500, 597-4500, or personalinjuryco.com.
Spring into action and put the foods you love back on your menu. Just because you're gluten-free doesn't mean you can't enjoy breads, hamburger, and hot dog buns, pancakes, cupcakes, and so much more. Gluten-Free Things is a local gluten-free and vegan bakery. Look them up online, glutenfreethings.com.
Hail and severe storm season is just around the corner, and that's why you need to call Golden Spike Roofing. If you think you have damage, call Golden Spike at 303-942-1386 for a thorough and free inspection. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Can we all agree that moms are pretty awesome? Angie, the producer here. My mom taught me how to be strong, independent, and of course, still be a lady. This Mother's Day, show your appreciation by giving your mom the gift of thicker, stronger, longer, and healthier hair. For a limited time only, Ovation Hair is offering a variety of exclusive Mother's Day gift sets. Choose from color therapy, volume, or their one-of-a-kind cell therapy system for an unbelievable price of $42.95. That's over $100 in savings. My mom and I have the same problem. We both have really thin hair. Ovation has worked for me, so I know she'll love it and it'll work for her too. That's why I'm taking advantage of this special price and stocking up for the both of us, and you should too. These exclusive sets are only available from now until May 10th. So hurry to ovationhair.com to save $100 on a Mother's Day gift set. Why wait? Join me and over 1 million happy Ovation customers worldwide. That's ovationhair.com. Do it for mom.
Hey, I know that you're thinking about selling your house and you want to get one that you really like. But the fear is, if you sell your house, can you find another one in this crazy market? Well, that's where Bobby Bolden comes in. She's been selling homes for 40 years, and she says you got to know the tricks and techniques to finding the right house at the right price. And let's be honest, getting your house sold in this market, that's not the trick. The trick is learning how to get the best offer to make sure it closes with the least hassle. Well, Bobby's the one who teaches other realtors how to do that. And here's why I like the way Bobby does business. When you list your home with Bobby, she's going to have it professionally staged. She'll take HD photos of the house, pay for all of that out of her own pocket. Why? Because that enables her to sell your home for an average of 10 to 12% more than without it. So if you're thinking about selling your house before you do anything else, I want you to talk to Bobby. You're going to love her. Call Bobby right now at 303-618-2000. 303-618-2000.
Angmar Garage Door now offers the ultimate in security and accessibility for your garage door. With LiftMaster MyQ technology, you can receive an alert if your garage door has been left open. You can also monitor your garage door from anywhere in the world using your smartphone. Go to Angmar.com today and see the LiftMaster 8550 installed today and book an appointment online. Angmar, everything doors since 1956.
Visit Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk for exhilarating gaming action and non-stop thrills. Play the hottest new slot machines or grab a seat at our exciting table games, including craps, roulette, and blackjack. Grab a bite to eat at Otis and Henry's restaurant and indulge in mouth-watering burgers. Then end your night in one of our luxurious hotel rooms. Plan your trip to Lady Luck Casino Blackhawk today. Must be 21. All terms, conditions, rewards, and benefits are subject to change or revocation without notice. Eligibility and exceptions apply. See official promotional rules. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because when your customers need a water heater replaced or installed and are looking for ways to save money on their utility bills, we can help. We offer Energy Star certified high-efficiency options from America's most trusted water heater brand A.O. Smith to help you help them save. Choose from several models available in stock and ready in emergencies if that's when you need them. Plus, save time by ordering ahead online, and we'll have it ready for pickup at the Pro Desk. So, Pro, now that you know, let's get started.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
The world-famous insurance checkup. We have saved thousands of dollars for people. Tune in on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Country music singers have always been a real close family. Some of my kinfolks have disowned a few others than me. I guess it's because I kind of changed my direction. Lord, I guess I went and broke their family tradition.
Dr. Jordan Peterson has been on a roll lately. He appeared on the Bill Maher Show. They were discussing political correctness, and he's asked.
So where did it come from? How did we get to this place where we're so fragile?
Where we're so fragile. Little snowflakes everywhere. Everyone's afraid. Everyone's really afraid. I sincerely believe everyone's afraid to say anything for fear that it might offend someone. Well, not here. In fact, if I haven't offended somebody during the course of a 3-hour program, I'm not doing my job. And I don't intentionally set out to offend people. I just calls it as I sees it. And that makes people uncomfortable. On Twitter, you should go over to my Twitter feed, at Michael Brown USA. I talked about what it takes to live a leftist lifestyle. You know, you kind of believe in these fantasies and you think everything is an emotional question, and all the responses are emotional. And the more I thought about that list that I did, I thought about just how true it was. Because those on the left really are the cultural Marxists. Shut down free speech, not because it's falsely yelling fire in a crowded theater, but shut down free speech because it makes people uncomfortable or someone finds it offensive. We keep going down that path, we lose the country. We lose the culture. So Bill Maher is simply asking, because his job depends on free speech, how did we get to this point?
Safe space, people.
Oh, I think that you can pretty much blame it on the universities. I think that they've pursued, especially in the humanities and in the social sciences as well, they've pursued a policy of a radical leftist policy with an overlay of postmodernism, which kind of a literary criticism approach that's produced all of this. As far as I can tell, I think you can lay a lot of it at the feet of faculties like the faculties of education. There was an article in the Chronicle of Higher Education this week that just devastated the faculties of education, taking them to task for low academic standards and for possession by ideology and for basically indoctrinating people in a cult-like manner and playing identity politics and group identity.
And no free speech. They don't seem to. There was an incident in Fresno State. I don't know if you saw this, but Barbara Bush died. Okay, some professor there tweeted something nasty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wouldn't have tweeted it. She called Barbara Bush a racist and said she raised war criminals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, it's
yeah, well, the timing.
This crowd likes it, but I mean, it's nasty, and she's they're considering suspending her. And here's what the president of the university said. He said this was beyond free speech. This was disrespectful. Have we lost the thread back to knowing what free speech is? Yes, it can be disrespectful. That is covered under free speech. President of Fresno, you idiot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Here's what makes me uncomfortable. There are too many people that I would put, if I had to put them in the bucket on the political spectrum, I would put them on the right. Putative conservatives, libertarians, constitutionalists, who likewise would find what that Fresno State professor wrote not just uncouth, disrespectful, out of line, but called for her firing. Why do we do that? Why do we have to emulate the left? Why do we fall in the trap of, and I can, surely not you, but I can hear people say, but Michael, we've got to do that because that's what they're doing to us. Really? So they're burning down the house, so we're going to go out and buy a couple of gallons of gasoline and throw it on the fire ourselves. That's pure unadulterated dumbassery. Free speech is so integral to how we function as a nation. And we are losing that concept, that very simple, which some people would call trite, but simple concept that I may disagree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it. You know why I think we're losing that? I think we're losing it because people don't have principles anymore. People aren't actually willing to die. And I'm not saying that you should go out and die, but if you don't have something that you truly are willing to stand up for outside the norm, outside the crowd, outside the yelling group, then maybe you should re-examine whether or not you truly do have any principles.
The Michael Brown Show continues after this.
Has the IRS emptied your bank account? Get your peace of mind back. Go to advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Is your garage door making weird noises? This is Dave Logan. If you're having issues with your garage door, call Don's Garage Doors, the only garage door company I personally endorse. I've used Don's Garage Doors in my home, and folks, you should too. Your garage is the entrance to your home, and you want somebody you can trust. Next time you need a garage door repair or replacement, call Don's Garage Doors at 303-738-DOOR. That's 303-738-3667, or online at donsgaragedoors.com.
This report is brought to you by your local Ford store.
A chance of showers and snow flurries tonight, otherwise mostly cloudy, breezy with a low around 29. Then sunny Wednesday with a high near 63, and a chance of showers on Thursday with a high near 55.
Did Ford become America's best-selling brand? You offer four-wheel drive vehicles that are ready for any season. You add unsurpassed safety technology and powerful EcoBoost engines. Then offer a great deal at your local Ford store. Ford, go further.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway. Coming up at 5 after the hour on KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station.
Pressing pause on his confirmation. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. The Senate putting the hearing for the next head of the VA on hold as allegations of professional misconduct surface.
Dr. Ronnie Jackson met with President Trump in the Oval Office late in the day with questions about whether his nomination to be the next VA secretary should go forward. Kansas Republican Senator Jerry Moran gave Dr. Jackson a solid thumbs up.
He knows of nothing that would prohibit him from being qualified, capable, and the right person to be the Secretary of the Department of Veterans Affairs.
But after allegations about Dr. Jackson were brought to the attention of lawmakers, the top Democrat on Senate Veterans Affairs, John Tester, said,
the headline is we've postponed the hearing. There are some things we need to check into to more fully vet out Admiral Jackson.
On Capitol Hill, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Jackson saying he has no intention of withdrawing. At the White House, French President Emmanuel Macron, his wife, and other distinguished guests arriving for the state dinner. Earlier, the president and Macron held a joint news conference where they discussed a number of issues, including the North Korean nuclear threat.
Now, a lot of promises have been made by North Korea over the years, but they've never been in this position. We have been very, very tough on maximum pressure.
The president set to meet with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un in May or June. Toronto police say women make up most of the victims of yesterday's van attack, but it's not yet known if they were deliberately targeted, as authorities have not yet disclosed a motive. 10 people were killed when police say 25-year-old Alex Manassian drove the rental van into the crowd of people.
We have not confirmed any of the identifications at this point, and we are working to do that work carefully.
Coroner Dirk Heyer, 14 people were hurt. Once again, a motive for that attack still not known. Fox News, fair and balanced.
When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. That's why you need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
I'm having that 6:59 feeling again.
What?
You know, that mini panic attack right before the workday starts when you're sure you've forgotten something?
Nope, that's my favorite time of day. I work with Cintas, so I always know we're ready for the workday. They handle our uniforms, fire extinguishers, first aid, safety training, floor mats, and restroom supplies.
I think I need to call Cintas.
They might just make a morning person out of you.
Oh, I'm ready! Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
KHOW News Time, 6:03. I'm Kathy Walker. The list of local schools closed on Friday is growing as more teachers rally for higher pay and funding for education. Kathy Ryball is the president of the Brighton Education Association.
I think we have just reached a point where people are
are fed up with our underfunding, and we feel like it's time to make a change. And we're hoping that, Friday's march will bring attention to this.
Rallies are scheduled both Thursday and Friday. Cherry Creek, Boulder Valley, Brighton 27J, Aurora, Littleton, and Denver are out on Friday. Jeff Coe and Doug Coe are off on Thursday. Six-term Congressman Doug Lamborn was dealt a crushing blow. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled he couldn't be on the upcoming primary ballot over problems with his ballot petitions. Political analyst Floyd Cerulli says the only stop left, federal court.
He will be not on the ballot. I don't think, unless this is overturned, I don't believe he has an alternative.
Some of Lamborn's signatures were ruled invalid. That's the latest. I'm Kathy Walker.
This report is brought to you by Ace.
Busy right across the highway is the Aurora stretch, jammed up both directions. Got a pair of accidents southbound 225 at Colfax and a crash northbound 225 up near I-70, running heavy from Alameda. I-25 crowded downtown, both directions, heavy through the tech center. Southbound I-25 pretty busy from Orchard. On down to an accident southbound I-25 at Lincoln Avenue and Douglas County. Crash southbound I-25 near Tomah Road and an accident backing up westbound I-70 approaching Steel Vasquez. Standard forecast tonight, rain and snow showers, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny and warmer with high near 63. Little windy on Thursday, mid-50s, right now 35. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHEL.
It's the Ace Buy One, Get One Free sale. Don't miss great Buy One, Get One Free deals throughout the store on quality products from Scotts, Roundup, Ortho, and more. There are so many BOGOs and so many ways to save. Sale ends Monday at participating Ace stores. See store for details.
Your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the keyword CASH to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's CASH to 200-200.
Hey, Mikey.
It's Michael Brown.
You can try to find Michael Brown. Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
This is the Michael Brown Show.
Hold on tight to your dream. Yeah. Hold on tight to your dream.
The New York Times has an article by Nellie Bowles about Campbell Brown. Campbell Brown used to be, I think she was with NBC. She's from Louisiana. I met her father. Her father was like the state insurance commissioner or something in Louisiana. And she's apparently now with Facebook. Well, this article about Campbell Brown, who is, according to Bowles, the reporter, is seen by some as an insidious figure. Quote, a telegenic personality with close ties to conservative figures who can offer Facebook's outreach the veneer of journalistic credibility. I guess it's, according to the New York Times, awful if you have so-called close ties to conservative figures. I mean, you might get cooties if you have too close a ties. Anyway, one of the examples of the kind of alleged right-wing conspiracy mongering that supposedly occurs on Facebook, this reporter cites stories that Palestinians pay millions of dollars in pensions to the family of terrorists. I know, just hang in. Quote, Facebook, with its reach of more than 2.2 billion users, already holds enormous power over the news that people consume. But now it is making its first venture into licensed news content. Facebook has set aside a $90 million budget to have partners develop original news programming. And Campbell Brown is pitching publishers on making Facebook-specific news shows featuring mainstream anchors, according to two people involved in or briefed on the matter, who asked not to be identified because the details were confidential. The story continues. Once those shows get started, Ms. Brown wants to use Facebook's existing Watch product, a service introduced in 2017, as a premium product with more caution that has nonetheless been flooded with far-right conspiracy programming like Palestinians pay $400 million in pensions for terrorist families to be a breaking news destination. The result would be something akin to an online competitor for cable news. Okay. So, apparently, that's some crazy conspiracy nonsense, right? Palestinians pay $400 million in pensions to the families of terrorists. I mean, whoever thought about it? Who could believe that kind of garbage? Why, as we all know, that's actually true. Those payments are real. The annual budget is often hundreds of millions of dollars. And if you've ever followed the Palestinian-Israeli conflict in the least little bit, you know that that story is a true story. I guess everybody except the New York Times knows that that is a true story. Or the New York Times thought that it could get by with claiming that Palestinians pay $400 million in pensions to terrorist families as a so-called far right-wing conspiracy program. So they've issued a correction because they got called on the carpet for it. The correction reads, an article on Sunday about Campbell Brown's role as Facebook's head of news partnerships erroneously included a reference to Palestinian actions as an example of the sort of far-right conspiracy theories that have plagued Facebook. In fact, Palestinian officials have acknowledged providing payments to the families of Palestinians killed while carrying out attacks on Israelis or convicted of terrorist acts and imprisoned in Israel. That is not a conspiracy theory. Uh-oh. But here's the other point of the story. This is what is dangerous about Facebook or big media, the New York Times, the Washington Post, or anybody else. I don't care who it is. When you have somebody, might as well just be the Stasi, right? When you have somebody deciding what's fake and then brushing that aside from view so that you and I, who are ostensibly consumers of news, can decide for ourselves whether or not something is fake or real. And I know there are people, I've talked to these people. Well, Michael, I don't want to have to take the time to figure out whether it's fake or real. I just want to scroll through my Facebook feed. I just want to go on the interwebs, and I just want to read that stuff. And sometimes that stuff kind of fits in with what I already believe. That is not a left-right problem. That is both a left-right problem. Too many people want to be spoon-fed all of the information they get, whether it's from the New York Times, Facebook, the Michael Brown Show, Twitter, wherever it is. You just, not you just want it to be fed to you. And you actually want somebody else to decide what's fake and not fake. So I want to posit a question to you. Who's going to watch the watchdogs? Who's going to mind the minders? Who's going to censor the censors? Who's going to decide what's fake and what's real? Who's going to decide whether something should be deemed a far-right conspiracy story or a far-left conspiracy story? Because it works both ways. How can we decide if an article is fake news if we never get to see it? I'm afraid too many people want that done for them. This is why, I got my problems with Facebook. I got my problems with Twitter. I got my problems with YouTube. But I don't want them deciding what I choose to see or not see. If I want to sweep away an article, let me sweep away an article. And don't for a minute think that, well, Michael, we can have Facebook do that. We just need a panel of left-leaning people and a panel of right-leaning people, and we'll put them together in a room, and they'll decide together what's right or wrong, what's left or right, what's true or false, what's a conspiracy theory, what's not a conspiracy theory. Oh, my gosh, are you serious? Are you freaking serious? I want to make those choices myself. Alex Jones. Now, I know some people in this audience love Alex Jones. I can't stand him. I don't want Alex Jones taken off Facebook or his news stories eliminated from my feed. I actually watch him sometimes. You know why? I find it highly entertaining. And I also find it highly educational. Because if you want to understand how conspiracy theories work, you'll watch and critically think about what Alex Jones says, and then understand that you can take a morsel of truth, the size of a mustard seed, and turn it into the most big conspiracy theory you could ever imagine. And he is the master of that.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Ace.
Jam-ups continue along the Highway Drive, 225, both directions. There's accidents northbound 225 up near I-70. Running heavy stop and go from Alameda to that accident. And southbound 225 at Colfax, the crash there. Delays interrupted downtown, both sides of I-25 busy. A stall is right in the center lane, northbound I-25 approaching Colfax. Southbound I-25 backed up in the tech center from Orchard on down to Lincoln Avenue. There's a crash on Lincoln Avenue causing those problems. Another highway accident westbound 70 near Steel Vasquez. Then forecast tonight, cloudy skies, the low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny and warmer with high near 63. Right now it is 35. With the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
It's the Ace Buy One Get One Free sale. Don't miss great buy one get one free deals throughout the store on quality products from Scotts, Roundup, Ortho, and more. There are so many BOGOs and so many ways to save. Sale ends Monday at participating Ace stores. See store for details.
Hey, it's Michael Brown for Zoetic NRG. And I've told you that, a few years ago I refused to endorse a solar company, but I changed my mind when I met the guys from Zoetic NRG. Why? Because they've introduced a brand new business model that includes a no money down option, which is great, and converts what was once a liability into an asset. And they showed me the solar panels they use. They are not the solar panels of yesteryear with all those companies that went bankrupt. So today's solar business is not what it used to be, and that's why I endorse Zoetic NRG. Over the course of this endorsement, many of you have bought this system and have written me to tell me just how much you like it. And here's the deal. When they put solar panels on your roof, they're also going to insulate your attic, put in a smart home thermostat for free. That saves you even more money. So you owe it to yourself to at least call and get a free quote. Call them and tell them that I sent you. 888-637-4447. That's 888-637-4447.
Hi, it's Dave Logan. I was talking with Toby over at AAA Home Improvements about how tight the inventory is in the real estate market. Toby and I have talked a lot about what makes sense in this market, buying or remodeling, not overspending, doing the right remodeling project, different ways of financing, and he said something that really stuck. Why move when you can improve? Moving and selling can be more expensive, stressful, and challenging in this market. Why not renovate your existing home with a pop the top or add an addition? Explore your options by calling the company that I personally endorse, AAA Home Improvements, 720-981-4269.
No one, and I mean no one, will clean, check, and adjust your air conditioner for a better price at this level of service. Just $79 to clean and refurbish your AC. Fix it 24/7. They'll get into your system and practically disassemble it to get to the dirt, debris, and corrosion, which is the #1 killer on all ACs, not to mention the boost in efficiency you'll enjoy. 303-526-3939 with the no breakdown guarantee. 303-526-3939.
If you've ever been in a car wreck, the biggest pain you're going to have, and I know you're suffering pain otherwise, is going to be the insurance company. Because they're going to tell you, hey, we accept full responsibility, nothing for you to worry about. Well, let me tell you, there is stuff for you to worry about. The bottom line with the insurance companies is this. They're out to pay the least amount possible. That's why you need a personal injury attorney to make sure the insurance company is held accountable. I know lawyers, and so when I recommend a lawyer, it's because I know how they work and how they do business. And that's why I recommend John Fuller. John Fuller is going to handle your case personally. So if you've been involved in a car accident, you need to call John Fuller and just have a free consultation with him. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call him at 303-597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. Or visit his website, personalinjuryco.com.
Cresco Restaurant Equipment is having its annual 4-day sale beginning May 2nd and ending May 5th on equipment and small wares. Located at 225 and 6th in Aurora, Cresco Restaurant Equipment, where they have everything, including the kitchen sink.
Coloradans 62 and older, are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away, and FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
When the need for senior care arises, there's no place like home. Your loved ones should never have to give up living at home. Visiting Angels will provide home care for your mom or dad at home up to 24 hours per day, including personal care, meals, and light housework. You'll select your professional caregiver with Visiting Angels. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-374-LIVE. That's 877-374-LIVE. Franchises are available. Visiting Angels, America's choice in senior home care.
Napa know-how.
Time to start adding to your bucket list. No, not the skydiving meet your idol bucket list, the Napa bucket list. Because now when you buy a Napa bucket for $2.99, you'll get 20% off items you can fit inside. Minimum $50 purchase. So live a little and save a lot with the Napa bucket and 20% off. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Exclusions apply. Offer expires 4/30/18. Ross Kaminsky, mornings 5 to 10.
In the 1980s, Donald Trump apparently conned a young reporter into putting him on the Forbes 400 list of the richest Americans. That very reporter, Jonathan Greenberg, joins me Wednesday morning at 9:06 here on 630 KHOW.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there and they began to wail. The band was jumping and the joint began to swing. You should have heard this knocked out jailbird sing, let it rock. Everybody let it rock. Everybody in the whole cell block was dancing to the jailhouse rock.
You know, speaking of the New York Times and what Facebook's trying to do, I just heard this short little story the other day. If you've ever been in an airport or large cities like New York, where there were, and to some degree still are, newspaper stands, those are also disappearing, going the way of the telephone booth, the phone book, and newspapers.
Bernard Ufelder has operated this newsstand on Lexington Avenue and 86th Street since 1972. Back then, this was how it looked. Newspapers piled high, waiting to be sold. But now the papers and magazines are pretty much gone, and so is a lot of his business.
The internet has killed everything, actually, I mean, let's face it, who reads the paper now? You just pick up your phone and there it is.
Ufelder says he now makes 20% less than he did in the 1980s, largely because of cratering newspaper sales. He says he would sell 600 copies of the Daily News every day, just 25 today.
Sunday Times was almost 1,000. Now maybe 15.
Thank you.
Mike Patel knows the numbers all too well. 12 hours a day, he stands in his tiny newsstand on Chambers and Broadway. He remembers selling 1,700 copies of the Post every day in the 1980s. Now, just 20.
Lot different.
If not for tourists buying water and soda and sales of lottery tickets,
I want to make it a lucky 7.
Patel and some other newsstand operators do not know if they would still be in business. Like many operators, Patel emigrated from India and saw newsstands as a path to the middle class.
When I thought about that, my reaction was, and I've never run the numbers, so maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me that there is a business model for if newspapers were truly doing what newspapers are supposed to do, journalism. Take the Denver Post. I think it's a classic example. They get bought out. Boy, does this sound familiar to me. They get bought out by some hedge fund. The hedge fund is all about cutting costs. The hedge fund will end up putting newspapers in Chapter 11, or just selling off pieces, or just continuing to whittle them down until there's nothing left, and they walk away with the profits that they made because they made money on selling the debt, selling the bonds, trading the debt, trading the bonds, doing all of that. And the newspapers were just too stupid, and they thought, oh, cash infusion, we can do all these things. When instead what they should have done was adapt to the changing times. Now, again, I've never run the numbers. I just have this concept in my head. The concept is, if there were a group of journalists that got together, I mean true journalists, and they wanted to recreate, for example, the Denver Post. And you have to set aside for a minute your biases against the Denver, the Rocky Mountain News. Let's change it to the Rocky Mountain News. So you got the Rocky Mountain News, and you got journalists, and you actually have some editors, and you got a proofreader or two. And they go out, and they're constantly doing stories so that the stories behind a paywall, for whatever that costs, maybe it's the same cost as the newspaper or whatever, I'd pay for that. I'd pay for that for what that guy was describing. People get on their phones now and they instantly see the news. Well, I would be willing to pay for that if I was reading new news, not yesterday's AP wire story, not stories that are, in essence, native advertising, not stories that are press releases from companies or businesses or whatever. They just want to get their side of the story out, but real news. Now, those reporters are going to have to adapt and recognize that they're not going to get paid huge salaries. They're going to be like a co-op of freelancers, under a banner, under a masthead of whatever they might call it, if the name Rocky Mountain News is still available, so they buy the name the Rocky Mountain News, and they have a website called the Rocky Mountain News, and these freelancers, as a group, are continually publishing stories. Now, why do I think that's a viable business model? Because the Wall Street Journal does that. You want to do the Washington Post. Now, I don't know if Jeff Bezos is losing money or making money on the Post, but I assume he's probably losing some money, but pay for that. New York Times, pay for that. So I think there is a thirst out there for real journalism, separate and apart from these old, staid New York Times, Denver Post, Washington Post, all of these others, that people would be willing to pay for. Maybe not some, I forget what I pay for the Wall Street Journal. I think it's outrageous. It may be $400 or $500 a year. I don't know. But I do it because, do you know what I can do? I can go home tonight after this program, and I can read the stories tonight that if you're a paper subscriber, you won't see until tomorrow morning. I can do show prep tonight if I'm taking stories out of the Wall Street Journal. I can read the opinion page tonight. I don't have to wait for it to be thrown on my front doorstep, or worse yet, out in the gutter and have to walk out in the rain and the snow to pick it up. I don't feel any sympathy for the newspaper industry, for radio, television, any of these old-style media companies that are not adapting to the new way that we consume content. Why do you think, for example, I recognize that this microphone right here, this thing, is my base. That's the base. But my brand, my content, gets shoved out, literally shoved out, on podcasts, not just on iTunes, but on iTunes and Spreaker, and I think we'll be able to start doing it on Spotify and all sorts of places. The same with YouTube and Facebook. I am astonished at the number of people that consume this content as much or more than they do on terrestrial radio. The iHeartRadio app, another example. Why do you think I push that? Because I know that's how people consume radio. The rest of the world needs to catch up.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. With Ross Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW, Denver.
This report is brought to you by Ace.
Slowdowns continue on these highways. Westbound I-70 jammed up. There's an accident on westbound I-70 approaching Steel Vasquez. Running heavy from 270. That's about a 10-minute delay. 225, cleaning up crash northbound. 225 up near I-70. Still crowded there from 6th Avenue. Problem southbound. 225 at Colfax. That's gone. And I-25 traveling into downtown. A stall right in the center lane of northbound I-25 up near Colfax. Traffic is jammed up there from Santa Fe. Then forecast, rain showers tonight, then cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow will be sunny and warmer with a high near 63. Little windy on Thursday, 56. Right now, 35 degrees. With traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHOW.
It's the Ace Buy One, Get One Free sale. Don't miss great Buy One, Get One Free deals throughout the store on quality products from Scott's, Roundup, Ortho, and more. There are so many BOGOs and so many ways to save. Sale ends Monday at participating Ace stores. See store for details.
If you're a gun enthusiast like I am, you recognize that any gun that you buy at a gun store is a gun that's built for the masses. And if you're like me and you want something custom made or altered in a way that it fits exactly what you need for your shoulders, arms, whatever, that's where Gunsmith at Large comes in. And I want you to get to know Parker Wiley, the owner of Gunsmith at Large. He loves what he does, he serves his country, and he's ready and able to meet virtually every customization that you might want or need for any gun that you might purchase. You might be shooting and finding it uncomfortable. Well, install a proper recoil pad or have your stock fit to your body. It's that simple. Gunsmith at Large works on all types of firearms, whether it's an ornate over-under shotgun or the most tactic tool modern sporting rifle. They can help you with your build. I want you to call Gunsmith at Large, mainly because I want you to meet Parker. Great guy. Plus, he can do whatever you need for customization. Give him a call. 720-662-7156. 720-662-7156.
Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Dunright Kitchens, Baths, Windows and Doors. Here's a sad story. A customer from some years back called my son Todd, our company's president, for some help. They moved and were working with the big boys. The problem? Remodeling nightmare. You know the drill. Communication, deadlines, quality, disrespect, a poor experience. I asked, why didn't she call us? Todd?
To save a little money. And guess what? No money saved and a lot of heartache. Look, in remodeling, stuff happens. But Dad, like you've taught me all my life, it's not what happens, it's what we do about what happens that really counts. When we take care of our customers, they take care of us. And we will never leave a customer out in the cold.
For sure, Todd. So folks, let us take care of you. Call us and get special pricing for select install dates, because this year's schedule is filling fast. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Everybody knows somebody that's hired a contractor, paid them a boatload of money, and then they never get anything done, the job never gets finished, and they end up on some help role on some TV station somewhere. If you want to avoid that, and you're in the market to remodel your kitchen or bath, then you need to call Brian at Professional Home Design. He's fully licensed, fully insured, and he handles everything. It's a one-stop shop. He'll do it. Well, there's just no part of the job that he can't do. But I like him because of the way that he does business. First, you're going to sign an agreement. You're actually going to sign a contract. And then you're going to have a work schedule, so you're going to know when it's going to get done. Then you go meet with their designer at the showroom, and you pick out your own tile countertops, vanity cabinets, whatever you need. Professional Home Design buys that at cost and pass that cost on to you. No markups. So if you're going to remodel your kitchen or bath, I want you to call Brian. Here's his cell. Text him right now. 720-369-8998. 720-369-8998.
I'm an architect.
I'm a doctor.
Music producer.
I'm an accountant.
We're business owners. When I found out that I could download big files.
Really big files.
Huge files.
CAD files.
X-rays.
Cloud files.
Audio files.
Zip files.
In seconds.
Not minutes.
In seconds.
And that all my employees,
with all their devices,
would have more than enough bandwidth.
I said, wow.
Wow.
Boom.
Sign me up.
That's a dream come true.
Introducing Gig Speed from Comcast Business. With download speeds up to 20 times faster than what most people have. Tons of bandwidth for everything your business does every day. And an affordable price. It's a small business owner's dream.
Now, I'm dreaming gig.
Really, really gig.
Comcast is building the largest gig speed network in the country. Now more small businesses in more places can dream gig. Comcast Business. Built for business. Visit dreamgig.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. May not be available in all areas. Actual speeds vary and are not guaranteed.
Ever wonder why Europeans seem to speak so many languages? Maybe it's because they use Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Babbel's award-winning technology gets you speaking right away, whether you're learning Spanish, French, or German. And best of all, you'll remember what you've learned.
I always thought I was bad at languages, but after using Babbel, I can tell you I was just taught the wrong way.
Using Babbel's 10 to 15-minute lessons, you can be speaking confidently in your new language within weeks.
I was amazed that I could start having real-life conversations right away. It was so fast. Now I'm speaking Spanish. Woohoo!
No wonder Babbel is the #1 selling language learning app in Europe. Try it for yourself and see why Babbel is the quick way to get conversational in a new language, like Spanish, French, or more. And now you can get 50% off your first 3 months. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code START. That's Babbel.com. Code START. BABBEL.com. Code START.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Decisions. Vaccine waters or taxpayer relief shots? There. Oh, I was going to say something politically incorrect, but because I'm afraid of offending somebody, I'll exercise discretion and not say it. So let's do both. Maxine White, I seems like over the past, what day is it today? I'd say over the past 7 days, 7 work days, seven programs, I have used the phrase, the left eating itself, more than usual. And I don't know whether it's just because they're becoming more unhinged the closer we get to the midterm elections or what. But they truly are beginning to eat themselves. And of course, Maxine is one of the best ones at doing that.
Point where they don't want to serve. I don't know why he wanted to stay.
You've also had very strong criticism of James Comey, the former FBI director. I want to play this.
She's got a big old smile on her face in this clip. You just can't see it. She's got a big old smile, and she has, fire engine red lipstick on. Whew. Just makes you want to get the truck and ladder out and put the fire out.
Clip, this sort of notorious clip. Well, it made an impression. Take a listen to this.
Okay, all right.
Congressman, can you tell us anything about the discussion in the brief?
No, it's classified and we can't tell you anything. All I can tell you is the FBI director has no credibility.
She's referring, of course, to the former FBI director by the name of James Comey.
Yes.
That was...
She thinks it's funny. She thinks it's funny what's about to happen.
During the transition, it was a briefing that Director Comey gave to members of Congress, which is classified, which I guess you cannot speak about still.
That's right.
But you and Donald Trump do agree on that. That sentence you said, the FBI director has no credibility.
Absolutely not.
You and Donald Trump are in agreement on that.
I tried to clarify that and to say, yes, coming out of that classified briefing, I said that, and I certainly meant it. However, I think it is quite different when you take a look at Comey and his relationship to the president, what he said, what he's done. I believe him.
You believe him?
I believe him, yes. And so then was then, and now is now.
Oh, see, then was then and now is now. So when what I say fits your preconceived notion or helps you with your confirmation bias, then that's okay and that's credible. So that is now is now. Well, then was then. And when I say something that you disagree with or that doesn't fit your preconceived notions, well, then you have no credibility. See how that works? That's called, I don't know, what's that stuff, Angie, where they twist themselves up in knots? Yoga. Yoga, yeah, yoga. I was thinking Tai Chi, but that's just where you move funny, right? Or is that a drink? Tai Chi?
Think about chai.
Chai tea. Chai tea, tea chai. I don't know. See, I don't know my never mind. I don't know anything. The left continues to eat itself. So let's go do some taxpayer relief shots. Muskegon is our first tonight.
Top story tonight, a murder suspect from Ottawa County was killed by police at his West Olive home this morning. Police say he is the primary suspect in a deadly shooting in Muskegon. 13 on your side's Noah Fromson has more.
You notice it's 13 on your side as opposed to 13 that's not on your side.
I heard pop, pop, and I looked out the window.
Marjorie Dasco heard shots come from this home on Merrill Avenue Sunday morning. Shots that killed a 29-year-old man and injured a 25-year-old woman. She also saw the suspect.
Because he ran to the car, then he sped down here to 6th Street, went towards the lake, and that was the last I seen of him.
Not long after, a woman and her mother told Ottawa County dispatchers that the woman was in danger and that she and her husband were on their way back from Muskegon to their mobile home in West Olive.
The 27-year-old male came out of the residence, and it was very evident to the officers that he had a gun to the head of this, what we believe to be the female that was texting us.
Officers shot and killed the husband. The wife wasn't hurt, and the man is now the prime suspect in the Muskegon homicide.
That is exactly the person I saw.
Dasco said the picture of the husband matched the suspect she saw running from the home.
She called us and said, I can't talk long, he won't let me turn my phone on, but I'm calling you to let you know he's just shot 2 people.
The suspect's father-in-law said the couple was getting divorced, but he never thought it would turn violent.
I'm horrified.
He says the couple has a 5-year-old son.
I don't even know if it's hit me as hard yet, you know, because I'm trying to stay strong for my grandson.
This is the first officer-involved shooting in Ottawa County this year.
I'd just offer a little friendly advice. If you're trying to stay strong for your grandson, get out from in front of the television cameras. Go to your grandson. You don't need 15 seconds. Memphis, Tennessee.
Police say an officer shot and killed 25-year-old Terrence Coltrane after he shot 2 other men and threatened to kill the officer. One of the victim's friends says he found himself face-to-face with Carlton, who he thinks was trying to rob him.
He's got his hands up talking about please call 911. And then next thing I know, I'm suspicious and leery of the whole situation, so I start backing up. And next thing I know, he pulls out a gun and I run.
Police haven't released the officer's name in this latest case. Investigators are now testing a handgun found near Tutwiler in Berkeley to see if it's the same gun used in those shootings.
You know what the lesson from this taxpayer relief shot is?
He pulls out a gun and I run.
That's all you need to know right there. Right there. Mark that down. In fact, you might want to write that down. Write it down.
He pulls out a gun and I run. He pulls out a gun and I run.
Louisville, Kentucky.
We got scared because this is scary to see all that happening right here behind us. This is scary.
Jose Monasterio was working Sunday afternoon when the shooting happened. Surveillance video from the restaurant shows an officer chasing a man.
Police, ambulances, and stuff like that. First thing, we're looking back, and there is somebody shot in there. He's still on the floor with somebody standing next to him.
The West Butyl police chief says one of his officers was on patrol when he was flagged down by a witness.
Who stated there was somebody that was chasing another man with a gun, and this occurred at Bardstown Road and Baxter Manor Lane.
The chief says one man shot the other before running down Bardstown Road. It was then his officer, Keith Walls, jumped out of his police car and followed Miguel Escalona Vivas.
Officer Walls then got behind that subject and was behind him and noticed that he had the gun.
And he ended up dead right there. Every one of those, you had a reference to somebody calling 911. Wait till you hear the next story.
You're listening to The Michael Brown Show.
This report is brought to you by Ace.
Trouble in the high country, traveling west of the Eisenhower Tunnel has been accidents and a jackknife semi eastbound I-70 shut down between Bakerville and Silver Plume. Metro highways, there's still some problems. An accident on westbound I-70 approaching Steel Vasquez. Running heavy from 270 on out toward I-25. Stop and go traffic there. Northbound 225 drags from 6th Avenue up to the I-70 interchange. The accident up near I-70 is gone. And heavier into downtown, northbound I-25. A stall up near Colfax has been cleared. Then with forecast tonight, cloudy skies, low of 30 degrees. Tomorrow to be sunny and warmer with high near 63, mid-50s on Thursday. Right now it's 35. For the traffic and weather, I'm Susan Thielen, 630 KHAL.
It's the Ace Buy One, Get One Free sale. Don't miss great buy one, get one free deals throughout the store on quality products from Scott's, Roundup, Ortho, and more. There are so many BOGOs and so many ways to save. Sale ends Monday at participating Ace stores. See store for details.
Hey, you know, hail and severe storm season is here because it's springtime in Colorado. And that's why I'm glad to be working again with Spike McCarthy and Golden Spike Roofing. Golden Spike's a local company, which is one reason why I like them among many. And Golden Spike is dedicated to providing a better quality roof for the money than anybody else in town. Now, Spike, the owner, you got to meet this guy because he's the real deal. He is committed to quality and making sure that your new roof is done exactly right. And hail's not the only thing that can damage. You know, these winds that we've had, that could have caused some damage too. So if you think you might even have damage, why don't you call Spike and get a thorough and free inspection of your roof done now? Maybe you've got an insurance claim. Well, call Golden Spike first. They can work you all the way through the process from claim to completion. So don't take a chance on an out-of-state fly-by-night roofer. For roofing done right to the last nail, call Golden Spike Roofing, 303-942-1386. 303-942-1386.
Soup's on. If you're hyper-local and you like food, click and taste the Modern Eater's website. Videos, pictures. It is good. Food and drink blogs from the best in the business. And don't forget to watch their latest prize giveaway video too. TheModernEater.com.
Hi, I'm Tony. I've been an arborist with Swingle for 28 years.
And I'm Dave, an arborist with Mountain High for 26 years.
After competing for decades, we've merged into Save a Tree.
Our clients still get the great custom solutions for their landscape they've come to expect from our experienced team, including what's-his-name here.
Thanks, David. We've changed our name to Save a Tree, but not our quality. We're here to enhance the beauty of your property.
And the value of your home.
Visit Save a Tree at treecare.com today. That's treecare.com.
Posting your job opening to an online job search site is like drinking from a fire hose. You get more resumes than you know what to do with. Robert Half is the better way to hire. Our candidates are interviewed and custom matched to your exact hiring requirements. Quickly, satisfaction guaranteed. So what you need is just what you'll get. Robert Half, the experts in accounting, finance, IT, legal, marketing, and administrative staffing. Learn more at roberthalf.com/radio.
I know a lot of you are thinking about selling your home and getting one that you really want, but you've got the same question and issue that all of us have in this crazy housing market. If I sell my house, can I afford the other one that I want to buy? Or can I even find another house? Well, Bobby Bolden has been selling homes for 40 years, and she's always said that you got to know the tricks to finding the right house at the right price, because getting your house sold in this market, that's not the trick. Here's what Bobby does that I think is so unique and why you ought to use her, besides she's a great person. When you list your home with Bobby, she's going to have it professionally staged, have high-definition photos taken of the house, and she pays for all of that out of her own pocket. Now, you're wondering, why does she do that? Because that allows her to sell your home for an average of 10 to 12% more than you would get without it. So if you're thinking about selling your home, before you do anything, I want you to call Bobby. You're going to love her. Call her right now at 303-618-2000. 303-618-2000.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head and just over $30,000. That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. Optima Tax Relief. They're the best in the business.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone, adults, teens, millennials, but it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually, wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? You want to get to iHeartMedia.com and get AM/FM working for you.
Can we all agree that moms are pretty awesome? Angie, the producer here. My mom taught me how to be strong, independent, and of course, still be a lady. This Mother's Day, show your appreciation by giving your mom the gift of thicker, stronger, longer, and healthier hair. For a limited time only, Ovation Hair is offering a variety of exclusive Mother's Day gift sets. Choose from color therapy, volume, or their one-of-a-kind cell therapy system for an unbelievable price of $42.95. That's over $100 in savings. My mom and I have the same problem. We both have really thin hair. Ovation has worked for me, so I know she'll love it and it'll work for her too. That's why I'm taking advantage of this special price and stocking up for the both of us, and you should too. These exclusive sets are only available from now until May 10th. So hurry to ovationhair.com to save $100 on a Mother's Day gift set. Why wait? Join me and over 1 million happy Ovation customers worldwide. That's ovationhair.com. Do it for mom.
Tom Martino, the troubleshooter. Tomorrow morning at 10.
The world-famous insurance checkup. We have saved thousands of dollars for people. Tune in on the Troubleshooter Show tomorrow at 10.
Troubleshooter Tom Martino on 630 KHOW.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun.
I was just chatting online with some people. Angie and I are toying with the idea of doing what they do on Reddit. Reddit has a section where they people can go on and do what's called an AMA, Ask Me Anything. And we're just trying to get input about doing a segment once a week called Ask Michael Anything. And we would take questions only. You could do the questions on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You could do the question on the telephone, but it's not going to be one of these deals where Well, Michael, back in 1937, I was doing blah, 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 and then I did X, Y, Z, and then, then I got my hip replaced, and then we decided that we were going to do X, and so I was just wondering if, nope, not going to do that. It would be straight to the question. Answer. So that we could do as many questions and answers as possible. So if you got thoughts about that, email them to me. And then somebody asked this question. Well, would you take suggestions on show topics? Well, you can send me a suggestion about show topics anytime. You got the email address, michaelbrown@iheartmedia.com. Here's what you need to know, though, about suggesting show topics. There's absolutely zero guarantee that I will ever cover what you suggest. Too many talk show hosts do stories that they think are the top story of the day, which may or may not be true, and they don't do stories that interest them. You ever had to do something that doesn't interest you? Think about it. Boss ever assigned you an assignment that you just had zero interest in? I just don't want to do that. I'm the same way. If I came in here and did topics that I had zero interest in, you'd tune out in a New York minute. Back to the taxpayer relief shots. All three of those taxpayer relief shots referenced a call to 911. You know that the old saying goes about needing a cop there when seconds count, the cops are minutes away. In Houston, it was even worse. There was a 911 operator by the name of Crenshonda Williams. When you dialed 911, if you got her, it could be much more than minutes before somebody showed up. Somebody might never show up. She actually said, Williams was recorded saying, after ending a call in which a security guard had tried to report two cars driving at high speeds on I-45 South, she said, "Ain't nobody got time for this, for real." Click. I dug up, she's now been charged. She's now been criminally charged with a misdemeanor, which to me seems pretty light. She's out on a $1,000 bail. The charge is interference with emergency telephone call. Probable cause. Let me see. Where was this? She received two specific 911 calls for review. A March 12, 2016 call regarding a shooting, robbery, homicide, and a March 13 call regarding a speeding vehicle. They reviewed the March 12 incident, which has multiple calls from two different telephone numbers. The first calls are from telephone number blank. They observed that the first call came in at 8:10:51 and was an immediate hang-up by the 911 operator. They observed that the second call, placed by the same number, was at 8:11:23, about 30 seconds later. The 911 call heard the call taker, identified as the defendant, answer, "Houston 911, do you need medical, police, or fire?" She heard the caller respond in a male voice, "This is a robbery." She then said, before the guy could say anything else, she hung up on him. The third call, again at 8:11, is taken by another call taker. In this third call, the caller is able to report that a man had fired multiple shots during a robbery and that people had been hurt. She had hung up on this guy. There was another call in which, you know how they found her? They found her because they would look at they would get a spreadsheet that would show the 911 calls coming in. And most of her calls lasted fewer than just a few seconds. She was just hanging up on people. I ain't got no time for this. I ain't got no time for it. 911, what's your emergency? People are firing shots. Oh, I don't have time for that. Get real. Wow. Yeah, you tell me that when you need a cop, just depend on the government to take care of you. Tell me how that works out for you, will you?
That's pretty much all I got.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building.
IRS on your